Blank screen? That's a good meme.
It's as real as it gets, bud. I get audio. But...
Nothing? Can y'all see now?
Yeah, I can see it now.
Okay, cool. I just have to have the window open. That's a little spooky, but alright. Get everyone in. Pile in. What up, everyone? Welcome to the second beat showcase ever. Y'all may notice some guests are missing. We got some unreliable ass motherfuckers in here. Beside you will not be joining us in this beat showcase. He is MIA. Harris Cole will be waking up from his deep slumber soon and joining us. We are joined, as per usual, by your wonderful mod team, Nomadic Beats. We'll have some other guests coming in throughout the showcase, hopping in, hopping out. But yeah, let's get started. So there's a shit ton of beats to go through. We have a fuck ton of submissions this time. So we're probably not going to get through all of them, to be completely honest. So we're going to prioritize people who are here. So if you're not here in the Discord, we're going to skip your beat initially, just so we can get through all the people who took the time to show up and hang out, you know, because I want to make sure that they get their shit reviewed. And then after we get through all the attendees, we will be then going back over all the beats of the people who didn't come here on time. We're going to aim to knock this shit out within like 2 hours max. So if this runs more than 2 hours, we're probably going to cut it. And if your beat didn't get in, submit it earlier next time. I don't know too much what to tell you, you know? So yeah, we're going to hop through that shit. So let's get into it. First beat. Let me jump into the voice channel for it.
I hit up Matt on Instagram too.
I mean, if he wants to roll up, he can roll up.
Yeah, I just said.
We got Zan. Is Zan here? So I need someone to be my are they here?
Yes.
Zan is here. All right. We got a biggie flip, I'm assuming. I'll let this be
classic.
Finish. Can't go wrong with a biggie beat. All right, let's hop into that shit, man. Yo, whoever's got the steals to your face, I appreciate that. All right, Zan, what you got for us, homie?
You playing it, Graves?
Yeah.
Still, it's like paused.
Yeah, the stream is paused right now.
Man,
you got it on the right window. I think you have it on the same window that you had your other that other track playing from.
Yeah, same window. Bruh. Change windows.
You should just start streaming on Twitch or something.
Maybe. I don't know. I thought it'd be cool to have it just be a Discord thing.
It is nice, but it's just a little less intuitive.
All right.
There we go.
Back. Yeah. If I have to fucking change it every time, that's going to be a pain in the ass, but whatever. Shut up. Listen to music. Mm-hmm.
Today's agenda, got the suitcase up in the central. Go to room 112, tell them Blanco sent you. Feel the strangers, if no money exchanges. I got these kids in ranges, to leave them niggas brainless. All they
I like the drums.
You just
Facts.
calm as possible, make the deal go through. If not, here's 12 shots, we know how you do. Please make your killings clean. Slugs up in between, they eyes like
good ass playing.
Just bring back the coke or the cream, or else your life is on the shelf. We mean it frank, the cats we fucking with put bombs in your mom's gas tank. Let's get this money, baby. They shady, we get shady. Dress up like
using a Biggie acapella as a cheat code.
Yeah, they're kind of the hack though, you know. If you're gonna do an acapella like this, okay, let's unmute this man. Zan, you want to talk to us? You want to speak about your beats? All right. What up, man?
Hey, what's up, guys?
How's it going? Yeah,
Pretty good.
Biggie acapellas. They're a little cheat code. Not gonna lie.
They're so fun
I
to
would-
flip though, dude.
Yeah, I would be curious
for
to hear
real.
what this sounded like without the acapella on it. You know,
True.
but you did
the
a good
acapella
job.
cuts
with
out
this.
right here.
Oh,
the low
word.
end sounds.
Here we go.
Oh,
You got a good
One
bass line on this.
yeah, they say the bass is buttery on this shit.
Yeah, it's that multi-band compression, man. Does all the work. It's funny. I actually technically didn't sample anything because I basically took the MIDI files of a song and I constructed all of like the sounds. So I took a keyscape, which is like a VST instrument, and I did all the mixing for the drums. Like I basically built that percussion, like the
Word.
percussion of the sample. So it's like brushes.
Word.
That's
I mean,
sick.
yeah.
I would
think
have
after-
definitely thought it was the same.
Alright.
Yeah, it's all there. Like I have the project files. It's literally just MIDI, and then everything's it's not a sample. It's literally just instruments on my
That
DAW.
shit sounds real nice and organic for being like a MIDI instrument.
Yeah, right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no complaints from me, man. Very good.
Thanks, guys.
I feel like if anything, you just have like a little bit of room to just like spice it up, add that little sauce, you know,
little snare
Yeah.
roll or something.
that little Zan sauce or something, you know. So I think you're at the point where like it's just super together, and after this, it's just like a personal style kind of thing.
Yeah, you got your mixing figured out.
Yeah, you have all that shit together though. So good job, man.
Thank you, guys.
No
I really
problem.
appreciate it.
More. No problem. All right. I'm gonna just ask y'all to mute yourselves when you're done. I ain't gonna try and mute all you. I will if I have to, but all right. Kalechi. I think this fool's here. No basic beats. Kalechi, are you here? Kalec. Oh, they're not here. All right. We got Autograph. I know this fool's here. You can see this, yeah?
Yeah.
You can see this?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
It's good.
Nice.
I'm already head bobbing. Good chops. Swing drums. You got a mic, Autograph? You wanna speak? Word. You're unmuted, man. You can speak, but you gotta turn your own voice on.
Cool. What's up, y'all?
Hey,
What's
What up,
good?
dude?
drums are really nice. We got two
Oh,
beats in
there
a
we
row
go.
with really good drums.
You're free.
Yeah,
Thanks,
sick.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to like finish my songs in Ableton. So I'm like figuring out
I
the
feel it.
mastering part of it, but
Yeah,
it's
one
all
thing-
new.
One thing
Yeah.
I'm
Good, man.
right now is
I feel like you could benefit from like a saturator on the master or something.
Yeah,
Just
Gotcha.
like a little bit of warmth or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because it sounds like it got taken out of the oven like just a little bit too early. You know, just like a little bit, like 5 seconds early. Everything,
hear
like
you.
all the components, super good, super good. Yeah, you just need like a master.
Yeah, it's just like practicing, you know, little bits of knowledge here and there.
I
yeah,
was
for
thinking
sure.
like maybe adding a little bit more variation over time too.
Yeah, as you say, a little change up or something. But yeah, this is sick though.
Thank you.
Good shit, man. Yeah, I like. Very nice.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
Your beat last week hit too.
Yeah, I remember your beat from last time was sick too.
Yeah, it was super good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, just fuck around in Ableton. I don't know. Like honestly, you could probably just throw on like, what does your master bus look like for this in Ableton?
For this one, it was probably like the EQ8 and glue compressor, and then
Word.
like the limiter.
Is it stock limiter?
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing like is really hard to use correctly. A lot of
Yeah, I
people
know.
say it
Fab
sucks.
filter.
Yeah, honestly, I will tell you now, like, yeah, Gnome and I will shill this limiter super hard, but Fab Filter's Pro L2 limiter is super good. Fab Filter L2 is a really good like limiter to just throw on. Glue compressor,
Yeah.
stock glue compressor, super good, but like for beats, especially like Ableton's limiter, kind of just like
Yeah.
makes it sound really shitty. It's
I would
like
say Ableton has a
Yeah,
lot of good
it's
stock
like-
plugins, but limiter isn't one of them.
Yeah, I had trouble getting that going, so I'm,
yeah,
Yeah, I
still
would look into the Fab
Yeah.
filter.
I
Yeah.
fuck with
Alright.
the ozone one as well.
Ozone has a pretty good limiter too, but yeah, just like anything other than Ableton's stock one, you can make it work for sure, but that shit is just like not worth the effort of trying to figure out the like fine details essentially. But yeah, good beat.
Yeah.
Also,
what I'm
like a good tape saturator plugin, like Slate Digital has a virtual tape machine, and that's a really good saturator to slap on your master chain.
cool. All right, thanks.
No problem.
I'm also going to
Alright.
throw a shout out to Good Earth Volt Compressor. I think it's OP as fuck.
True, Volt
Yeah.
compressor is a classic as well. That's like the closest you can get to like some 404 compression without a 404.
AFC, you hear AFC.
All right, thank you.
Also,
AFC.
for everybody who's new to this thing, we're feel free to chat up in the general chat.
Y'all gotta sit quietly.
Also, multi-band compression like that last dude had. Like that shit's. I always have that on my master chain. I have glue compressor and multi-band dynamics on my master chain.
All right, STXR dog, are you here? Nope. All right, moving on. Bronson Swanson is here. Let's peep it. You want to talk to us, Bronson? Can someone else do the unmuting?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to pan back to general.
Should I wait till we're done listening to unmute?
Yeah, wait like a minute or something.
Right.
Wait till we get the gist of it.
I got you.
Is this one of them 45-second intros?
Judging by this waveform, I see exactly where your mouse is.
Mm.
Yeah, I feel like drums could be starting already.
If your intro isn't building like every bar,
Yeah, I was gonna say at least every couple bars, at least bring in a new instrument or something.
yeah. So, off the bat, I would say way too much quantization
Yeah, I was gonna say that as well.
on the drums, you know.
Definitely need to be brought up as well. They're really just hiding under all the rest of this.
Yeah, if these sound played too, so I like the composition of it. The solo is going interesting places. You want to talk to us, Bronson? Someone unmute him.
You got it. Alright, now you just gotta unmute yourself, dude.
Ooh.
This could definitely use it for use some compression as well.
Yeah, just like a general mix. I don't think the mix is bad by any means. Bronson, you gotta unmute yourself, dude, if you wanna speak
that
with
it?
us. Oh, does he not?
have mic problems?
Oh, word. We can talk in general with them.
Yeah, if you just want to type whatever, dude, that's chill too.
So yeah, right off the bat, we can just type it if his mic is
Yeah,
fucking
he's typing.
word. Is it played or is it sampled, man?
Oh, Sailor's in here.
Oh, Sailor's in here. Hell yeah.
Sailor, you want to
played,
be a judge?
Yeah, Sailor. Yeah, I'll unmute Sailor.
What up, Sailor?
Just make him a mod. No.
Okay.
No, don't do
I
that.
think you have to do it, Grave, to give the bad move.
I don't know if I'm powerful enough.
There we go.
I mean,
What's
Too
up?
late. All
for
right.
a small cameo appearance, Sailor will be here until his food is here.
Yeah. So right off the bat, the drums are a little too quantized. Are you like programming in drums, or are you playing them on like a MIDI pad or something? The earlier stuff, including this, was Word.
Oh,
I would
okay.
recommend. Oh, you're playing them now. Awesome. Like that's where you're gonna learn that like that intrinsic swing. Yeah, where you'll learn to swing that shit. A good exercise is, I can tell you kind of have some musical training to some degree, like you know how to play chords and stuff. So a good exercise to do is play in triplets a lot. Play triplet quarter notes. None at all. Are you all self-taught? Because if you're gonna do like instrumentals, never played a thing until a month and a half ago. That's super cool, man. Like you've put it together pretty well for just like a month and a half of making music. I would say this, I would look into your scales a little bit so you have a little more room to improvise melodically. And I would look into practicing your timing a little bit, like learn how to do like 3 counts in fours. So like in a 1, 2, 3, 4 beat, learn how to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's a really good way to like kind of start to feel swing and be able to apply it like a little more theoretic. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was gonna say one thing that I did, and you mentioned this on our last showcase, Graves, but and I thought it was really good advice. So I'm just gonna kind of repeat what you said. One thing that I did when I was trying to learn how to make more swingy drums is that I would literally just rip off a lo-fi song that I liked the drums of and just try to remake them exactly. And I realized that a lot of the swing comes from like that triplet pattern that you just mentioned, like on the threes of the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You have something hit on that 3 right before something else happens.
There's a Sleepy Eyes beat that is like literally the epitome of this.
Oh, this is a classic.
Hey, listen to that. It's just
Damn, this shit's 6 years
1,
old.
2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Sing that shit.
That shit, yeah, 6 years. That's crazy, bro, right?
Yeah, dude.
Anyway, next up. Good beat though, overall, man. Yeah, you got like a beautiful long journey ahead of you. You got a good head on your shoulders for it though. All right, Sequoia by our very own Itchy as Fuck.
Oh, roast this shit.
Roast you. Big King Day.
This guy gets it.
I like these keys.
This is all played.
Word. Your drums are getting a little overpowered.
Yeah, I agree.
You want those to cut through a little bit more, I think.
Got a little soft drums right there.
Yeah. I like the selection for like all of the sounds though. Like the audio design is really solid.
I was gonna say I like this it's like strings or whatever that's coming in right here. Sounds nice.
I would invest in a bass line at some point too.
Yeah, no bass in this.
That's a good investment.
You have just room down there, you know? And like you don't have to fill it. Not every song needs that shit, but like it's good to start learning how to pull all that shit together. I really like
two
selection. Yeah.
Hey, do you want to turn up the streams a little bit? The audio on the stream?
Yeah,
it's a little quiet.
I feel like you're over EQing a little bit on some, like your snare drum like is missing a lot of high end that I think it could benefit from.
You say that until you bring in high end?
Yeah, no, I say that. I know exactly what you mean. But
a little saturation perhaps as well.
Yeah, you have like a little tiny bit of like, because if you're gonna do a beat like this with like really curated sounds, you need to like go all in on the audio design, you know? So like layer until that shit like really cuts fucking through, you know? You have a little bit of layering.
I've started to get extremely picky with my sound selection for sure. Yeah.
Good and bad.
Yeah, for sure.
You can get lost in that sauce easily. I get like that too.
This is a good direction though. I like this distortion. Compositionally,
yeah.
Pretty good. What chords you?
I would say like it sounds like the kick is in like a different place entirely than the rest of the mix. I think like it sounds a little, I guess, just like leveled a lot higher than everything, or it might be just like the
It's
type
like
of
really
perks
low
you're using
end
and shit.
too.
Yeah, so I would say like the balance kind of throws shit off a little bit, but it's nothing like crazy.
Good stuff though.
Thanks, man. This is all good feedback. Thanks.
Yeah. All right, next beat, midpoint. I know you're here.
This is sick.
These are tasty chops.
These are really tasty chops. Ooh,
Oh, that's sick.
good synth.
Oh, this is a collab.
This is a slapper. Midpoint, you want to talk? You got a mic, man?
Midboy.
Hey, what up, boys?
Midpoint, what'd you do? What'd you do in this beat for this collab?
I did the drums and like the bass and shit,
Word.
and the
Sick.
sample, like the main sample.
Snare slapping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say. Is this a no mic man?
What? I
Yeah,
know
he's here.
Mikeman.
Oh, he's here. Does he want to
Yeah.
be
Talking
here?
right now.
He's
Oh,
talking.
Talking to him right now.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't
here,
hear. What the
man.
fuck? Hold up, where?
Yeah,
No,
I unmuted him. We're good.
you're lying.
Yeah, bro. I just heard we're talking. We were having.
Did
a
he just talk?
Yeah, we're just talking, man. Like,
Y'all are tripping. Anyway, did you play the bass for this? Or is this part of
yeah,
the sample?
yeah, the bass and like the main sample and stuff. Yeah, it's all like from
that
the sample.
synth that comes in for like a little bit sick.
Yeah,
That
Right there,
baseline,
dude.
that baseline, I really want this baseline to resolve really bad. You kind of like leave me high and dry on this shit a little bit. Is it part of the sample? The
yeah,
baseline too?
yeah,
You almost want to like layer your own similar sounding baseline over it because like if you listen, it goes dun dun dun. Wait, where is it? Yeah, right. It's dun 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 dun. I really wanted to go back to dun 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 dun. It's like hanging on like a weird tension note,
yeah,
and I really want it to come back really bad. I think that's like a taste thing though. Like if you kind of want to leave people hanging on that shit, but the bass is like generally I feel like the role it's playing here is like to progress the song, you know? And you don't want to leave that shit like unresolved like that. On like a really theoretical level. If it's a sample, like there's only so much you can do. That's very true, you know?
yeah.
But like with a bass line, you have a little wiggle room to like customize that shit. So don't be afraid to like fuck around with melodies over a sample's bass line if it's not too crazy, you know?
Yeah, I get you.
But yeah, these are some powerful chops, man.
Thanks,
These
man.
are really good. Like this is an excellent use of vocal chops. And yeah, I really like the synth that comes in. You almost could do like a couple more synths like coming in.
Yeah.
You could really like crescendo that shit. Like you could have a really cool ass climax with some
You
synths
just
on
kind
this
of
shit.
tease it.
Yeah. Cool shit, man. Nice beat.
Thanks, Murray.
Yo, sounds good. I was gonna say, I mean, like, I don't know how to do this type of feedback shit because a lot of it is just really
It's just
My
personal
preference?
You
A lot of it
you
is-
just-
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's pretty much that's
yeah.
what that's
I
what
would
we're here
say, like, the drums and shit have like that aggressive type of feel to them, but the BPM is like really low for
Yeah.
those type of drums. I feel like it could
for. I was
like,
kind of thinking that too.
benefit. it could benefit the beat overall, like a little faster BPM, I think.
Yeah, and you don't even have to raise the BPM of the song for this one, for example, because that would like pitch the sample weird. You could just like play on eighths or something if you're in a house right now.
Another thing I'm curious about, like this isn't even like feedback, but did you make the sample mono yourself, or was it just like that already?
I made it mono, and then I used like ozone to make it kind of like wide.
Okay. Because I was gonna say it sounds super mono, and like there's stuff that sounds not mono, I guess. So that part's a little confusing, but that's just me being like, picky, I guess.
What we want you here for?
Yeah, exactly. We want them.
Sailor's the young mix god, dude.
Yeah, the young mix god. Putting shit in mono is not bad, by the way, by any means. It's just like you want to be careful about where you use it, because you lose a lot of information in the sample when you do that. But at the same time,
low end is really great mono.
Yeah, low end is
really.
The problem is high end, you lose like a lot of info when you slap that shit together. So it's like it makes EQing easier for sure, but you lose a little bit. So it's like a trade-off you just need to be aware of. Anyway, good shit.
Yeah, thanks.
Next beat, man. Appreciate you for submitting. I see this.
I hope
like,
to see you back
weird,
in the beat
this
battles
weird
on the sub.
meat avatar everywhere, man. I love it. All right,
Where's Dinosaur, dude?
Kipper Skip is here. Is it the dinosaur baby from that show?
No, it kind of looks like it though.
All right, Kipper
That's what I was hella thinking. Doing a lot of collabs.
Word. All right. Initially,
feels a little disjointed for me.
Initially, I will say this: reverb in melody makes the melody more ambiguous. So if you're trying to do like a little like memorable little hook thing like that don't drench that shit in reverb, because it like defeats the purpose of having that like catchy little hook in there. Because it like doesn't hit as hard and it lingers way longer than it really needs to, you know.
You're unmuted.
Oh, I'm unmuted. I'm unmuted.
Yeah. What's up, man?
What part of this beat did you do? Since it's also
what's up, guys? Your future admin here.
Yo.
So, I did the bass. I did some atmosphere chords. I sample scouted.
So are you playing the keys that are down there, or is that a sample?
The what?
Or are you playing the keys, or is that sampled?
I have like a 16 gigabyte folder of samples in my backlog.
Word. I'm assuming it's sampled. I feel like the bass, it's missing a little bit of bass. Like I hear the bass, but I don't hear the bass. It's like too low, almost, you know?
Talk to Juha about that. He did final mix.
Oh, word. Okay.
Let's just say, for submissions, let's not do collabs, because it's like we can just focus on your shit, as opposed to take apart each piece that you may have done.
Your homie sanded too hard.
I released a new song. I released a new album today. You guys trying to swap out my track, pretend this didn't ever happen?
Dude, bro.
You gotta put that shit in, man. But I will say about this
is not how you become admin, my guy.
Yeah, I will say about this beat, homie overmastered, you know? Like you overtuned a little. You want to do as little production as possible, ideally. And I feel like y'all have thrown effects on super hard with a little bit of produce consciously. Like be very intentional when you're putting effects onto things. Don't just throw reverb on because it sounds good, you know? That's gonna you're just gonna end up with problems and complexities because you're not really thinking about the repercussions of you putting reverb on, you know? because there are things that affects. Like having reverb on that main melody or on that sample will make other things sound worse. So you need to be really
take low end out of your reverb on shit like that.
Yeah, because
then you're just like mixing into it the whole time. You're trying to mix your way out of what you've created.
Yeah. It's there's a concept called technical debt, and essentially what it means is like when you do something kind of short-sighted, you end up just making more work for yourself trying to work around that bullshit than you did just like being slow and doing a good job from the start, you know.
Zan said in the chat, like reverb sounds super bad if you compress after. Dude, I disagree so hard. It's like a preference thing, but I love that shit. Like when reverb gets all pumped up and sounds all fucked up. I love that.
True.
But if that's what you're going for, I mean, that's what I'm going for that shit often. But like, I was gonna say about this shit, it sounds like I like the drums a lot. It reminds me of like some Tuami shit on like an emo sample.
Really quick, piggybacking off of your comment, Sailor. One thing that I found works really fucking well when you compress post reverb is when you have like a drum bus and like some of the elements have reverb on it, and then you just fucking put a glue compressor or like the Wolf compressor on the drum bus and just kind of pump it up just a little bit. Oof! Sometimes you get such sexy flavor from that stuff.
Yeah, I love doing shit like that.
But yeah, thanks for submitting, man. Appreciate it. Try and submit if you want, like if you want useful feedback. Submit shit that only you made, though. You know, because I can't say. Oh, word. He's unmuted.
Oh, his mic's fucked up. He said.
Oh, word. We're gonna move on to the next beat. I'll like check general and keep answering shit though.
He asked you an inappropriate question.
What did
he asked you some hard-hitting journalistic questions.
Yeah, what does it say? Do you
Don't
like
answer it.
dick and balls?
No.
All right.
Can't do it.
Good.
This guy wants to be admin?
Yeah.
You should hate to see it. What's the opposite of admin?
Who's it? All right. Jarek, are you here? Jarek. No. Aerodactylus is here. I think I see that fool. Yeah. Next beat. Let me know if I skip y'all, by the way.
We skipped a couple in the beginning because they weren't here. Right?
Yeah, but it was people that weren't here, I think.
Trip hop.
So like, he reminds me of Bad, Not Good. Just from a break aspect of it.
This is heady.
So this is almost, what, 4.5 minute song?
Yeah,
so,
I'm gonna skip around. Is that cool, man?
I was gonna say, if a little bass line comes kicking in, a real funky little bass line, I feel like that's what this could really use.
Alright, you're unmuted, Aerodactylus. You can talk if you want.
So did you skip around? Does the bass line come in?
Guys, are you okay?
I like Division a lot. I like what you're trying to do here. Create this like really heady space on this kind of like hypnotic, weird ass, heavily delay processed drum loop. But I will say, I feel like this particular drum loop is just like really narrow in range. Like it's not super high quality, the drum loop, you know, just like audio wise. So if you're gonna have like the core like totem pole of your song that's repeating for 4.5 minutes, be a drum beat like this, it needs to like be really, really tight. And I think if it would benefit most from having like
variation.
Just a really, yeah, like not even variation. Like I feel like it's just really bit crushed or something, and it's just like.
Did you program this drum loop?
Yeah, is this a break or did you program this?
Yeah, it's programmed. It's quite a sort of thick chain of effects.
Right.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, there's lots on it.
I was gonna say, this is like these type of effects. I mean, I know it's your like creative decision and shit, but like these type of effects, I think it would be really cool to have that in the intro and then let it like just shed that shit off and let like the low end come through and all that shit in the drums.
Yeah, sure.
Like, it's like it feels like I'm waiting for that shit to like hit me in the head.
Yeah, I feel that.
Because it sounds really.
At the end of the track, I let off on a lot of the effects.
Oh, okay.
That's late. And it's sort of super going for a more floaty.
I like your synth. I like your synth choice a lot. You have really good little noodles, really good little like little
shit is
blips,
creative,
bleeps. It's really creative, yeah. I feel like you're overproducing a little bit though. Like just a little bit. Like a little too hard on the effects, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
I
I see, again, like I like the vision, but I feel like if you refine this sound, like refine it by like tying it together a little more fidelity wise, I feel like you'll definitely have some really cool shit here. Also, this is like a year-old beat I can see too, so I'm sure, because I remember your beat last week, I really liked the production on it. So I imagine you've kind of already learned a lot in this time frame. But yeah, from this beat alone, you know.
Yeah, indeed. It's awesome, guys. Did it a lot.
Good shit, man.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah. Super, super unique. I appreciate it. All right. Next, Skeet. Seb. Do we got a Seb Magic Mondays here?
Yep,
Yeah,
we do.
he's here.
All right, it's a Spotify one. All right, I will suffer for you.
All right, let's look at Graves' playlist.
Fellas.
Stick to them.
Stream has ended.
I have to restart it because I have to go to Spotify.
Oh.
All right.
Okay, all right.
Y'all see it?
SoundCloud and no collabs.
Y'all see
You
it?
got a playlist called Psych Turk?
Yes, psychedelic.
Oh, wait, man.
Dude, that is so Graves.
Psychedelic Turkish music. It's really good. I'm gonna give everyone a moment to hop back in. This is a good playlist, by the way. All right, here we go. You can see
the Wu-Tang playlist, the definitive.
The Wu Funk playlist. It's Henry Wu's playlist. From
I saw Wu and I just ran with it.
This is a really good playlist.
All right, play the beat.
All right, Janky. My Magic Mondays. I think you submit last week too. That's a good chord progression.
I fuck with the progression.
Bass is smooth.
Oh shit, this was that.
Bit of a boof snare though.
I don't think it's that boof a snare.
I like the snare look.
I don't think it's
Lopez
that boof.
snares make me mad.
That does kind of make me bad. I like it. It kicks though. Like it punches through good enough. It satisfies me.
Yeah.
It works, but yeah, like
There's nothing wrong with it.
yeah, I also don't like Lopez snares that much. This is like begging for a fucking solo. This is begging for a lead instrument. Like it really is. All right, hold on. Y'all want to be muted? Unmuted? Let me unmute them.
Good.
All right. What up, Seb? I did not mute.
Oh, he doesn't have a mic.
Oh, he doesn't have a mic. Word. Regardless, this is like begging for a lead. Like if this had like, dude, if this had like some kind of saxophone of some kind on it, I would die if you had like a sax solo on top of this or something. So like a sax solo, you can even do it with the piano. The piano would sound dope on it. Any instrument. You could have a bass solo, but like
the high end.
The foundation is super there, but it needs something to like drive it forward, you know? You need the main event. But I really like your chord progressions. They're very nice. They flow together super well. Your bass was a little absent, but it was there. It was like a nice subtle thing. In terms of drums, maybe vary it more for 1 minute and 47 seconds. I don't think the drums are like, they're obviously a supporting role and not the main event. It's like going to be the piano that everyone's focusing on. But overall, only thing I could really say, get a lead on there. This shit would kill. Good shit, man. All right, next Skeet. Bedhead is here. Oh, I like that little lick. Counting sheep. Good swing on the hats.
I like the hi-hats choice too. Really picky with hi-hats.
I don't like the shaker so much.
Yeah, the shaker sounds a little out of place. I like the idea of the shaker. Let me unmute you, Bedhead. Yeah, the theoretical theory, the hypothesis of the shakers.
No, yeah,
I like. I just
even
feel
if
like
it's just placed differently and maybe less. I feel like
maybe just
having it so continuous.
It kind of like forces you to count instead of just like feeling the loop.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying? Like in your head, you're like,
It kind of
oh.
takes away from the swing that the initial hi-hats gave it.
Yeah, I was head nodding and then I was not head nodding. So yeah, I feel like the shaker didn't need to be there. I don't think you could have worked with just like a kick hat snare. If you work a kick hat snare, like it can go pretty far. You can stretch that shit pretty fucking far. The melody is like a little bit repetitive. So I would like try and vary the melody in some way, you know? And there are parts that just like don't sound amazing transitioning between the chords. Whenever you change chords, like you need to be aware that your scale changes as well. Like your whole palette will change when you switch between those chords.
So this is written?
I'm assuming this is played, not sampled.
Because, dude, yeah, I would give like the opposite feedback.
Oh,
to a lot
it's
of that shit
sample.
where it's like,
okay.
Because like, dude, I straight up loop shit for like a minute and a half on most of my beats, and like I love that shit personally. Like if it's a fire loop, like
If it's an interesting, if it's an interesting enough loop, it can.
But
you can pull that shit off.
But yeah, I wouldn't be able to comment on the writing thing. I don't think that's just sampled stuff.
Is the main melody like the kind of whistle sound? Is that played or is that sampled? That's sampled as well.
Yeah.
Okay, word. I can't say shit about the composition then. You just like, it fits. Is it from a different sample or the same sample? Same sample.
Yo, another
You just
thing
want to be
involving-
careful about that. If you're not too sure on theory, you just want to make sure, because like there are subtle things that people aren't really going to be able to describe, but they're going to be like, that kind of sounded weird, that you might not catch after listening to the sample so many times, you know? So just be careful about like mixing, trying to like be super composition focused when you're sampling. Like you kind of want to embrace atonality a little bit, just like a little bit.
Oh, I was gonna say another thing with that looping stuff is like it's another thing with BPM. I think like if it's slower like this, and you've got like the same loop going, you're more prone to get like sick of it sooner, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
You have
you're
more time
like,
with it.
yeah, you have more time to know what you're about to expect in like 5 seconds again.
Yeah. And you
So
don't
it's
even need to like write a whole new drum pattern. You can just like vary the one you're working with a little bit. Just like a little bit. Yeah.
If you do add a shaker, a little less quantized, because then, like Sailor said, then you just feel like you're just counting with it.
Yeah. It's like 1 and 2 and...
Good shit though, man. Appreciate the submission. All right, next up, Quincy 999.
Oh, true. Right.
Damn, he put counting in the title. Damn, he fucking got us.
Dude,
He got us to
okay.
fucking count.
I saw
He
that
did
shit.
it. Damn. Touche,
Mind
sir.
games.
Yeah.
All right,
Kinda
Quincy
snapped.
999's not here. Fat
Then,
slap.
yeah, then that shit goes off.
Fat slap 1 is here. I appreciate the steals to your
Forget
face.
everything we said.
All right, water. No forbidden tag. Excellent.
Oh yeah. Sailor, the forbidden tag is anime for future.
Oh no.
If you have
We
the
found that in the
tag,
last one.
we bully you if you have that tag. little too long, but I'm sorry, my friend. I have to diagnose you. I have to diagnose you with boof snare syndrome.
You say boof snare syndrome?
Boof snare syndrome. It is rampant in the r/LofiHipHop community. Like, this is like a really hard thing to initially now. This is one of like the biggest challenges I think that you'll have as a young producer. Not in age, just in like experience. I feel like it's really hard to start like picking the correct, not the correct, but drum sounds that vibe well. It's like a color palette kind of thing you have to develop with your ears. And yeah, this beat just does not need this particular snare. Also, your drums are a little over quantized, but I like the ambience you've created. I like the sample space.
Yeah, also that like open hat. I feel like I hear it a lot. So
yeah. So it's really hard to give you here, let me unmute you, man. Do you want to talk to us?
Yo, I'll be right back.
Word.
I was gonna say you can also kind of make your own snares too if you take, you know, more than one sample and kind of layer it and EQ out the shit you don't want.
Yeah, you can definitely like put multiple snares over each other to make it punch through a little more. The big problem is like when you have an actual drum kit and you're playing drums, you will almost never hit the drum at the same volume or velocity as you recently just hit it. Like obviously it's going to be similar, but on an actual kit, like when you're playing drums, the velocity of your hit is always going to be different. So you want to make sure that like if you're programming drums like this, what was that? So is it just about listening to more lo-fi and feeling out the sound selection? It's about just, I would not listen to lo-fi to develop a sound palette. I will tell you that actually, because a lot of people who make beats don't have amazing sound palettes. A lot have really fucking good ones, don't get me wrong, but like a lot of lo-fi shit on like YouTube playlists and stuff, I will tend to be like, ugh, that don't mesh that well. Just listen to more music in general, honestly. A lot of older hip hop is gonna really do a good job with this shit. So like listen to some like 90s, late 90s, early 2000s hip hop, like sampler era shit, you know? That's where you're gonna kind of find that like that collage kind of style done best, you know? But yeah, lurk drum kits too. Just like experiment hella hard with drum kits. Like you should always be collecting new sounds to be trying out, you know? It's really just an experiment, and it's super subjective too. It's like just whatever sounds good to you, you know? But like you gotta really differentiate yourself, but also like make something. It's a hard balance to reach, you know?
You can also I've made a few of my own snares by like sampling myself, like hitting like a block of wood or some shit, and then I'll layer that with another snare that was somebody else made to kind of give kind of weird, unique flavor.
I think most important things that you could work on right now are definitely unquantizing your drums, so playing your drums out, swinging them a little more, and just drum selection. Those are two really good things to start on. Just lurk some new drum kits. But yeah, thanks for submitting, man. Appreciate it. All right, Lewis is here. Aroma.
I like the artwork.
It sounds a little cold, like a little lifeless. I see what you're kind of trying to do, but yeah, it needs a little bit more content, because you have like a lot of sounds that are really narrow.
I felt like some harder drums were gonna come in. Like I was expecting it to be like a kind of a glitchy slapper, like with some Crew Kit shit.
Yeah, Lush, do you want to?
Drums kind of caught me off.
No. Okay.
It's all good.
I think you can definitely work on. Oh, your English sucks. Oh, okay, it's all good.
No, it's all good.
Same problem as some other people. Definitely work on your drum programming. Like, try and unquantize that stuff. Really feel the swing of it. Try not to program your drums initially, because it can give you some lazy habits. Yeah, I dig it. I really think it would benefit a lot from some swingier drums. You have a lot of room for more samples to fit into. I like your synths you're throwing, and I think that you could do a little more with that. Also, like, no bass line either. So, like, even like a chill little like sine bass wave would really add a lot to this, I think.
I noticed that the kick drum hits a lot, and I find when people do that, one tip that I usually give for these types of drums that have kicks kind of really often is to vary the velocities of those kicks.
Yeah.
Especially when they hit like that, have kind of like maybe like a fade in like kind of thing. Or another cool thing I like to do is grab one of the kick samples and reverse it. And then it kind of creates this like as soon as like the kick hits, it creates a really cool effect, and it doesn't sound as kind of like, I don't know the right word for it, but as dry as just the da.
Yeah, I agree.
I see what you're trying to do though, and I like it. Y'all, this is a public safety announcement. Y'all should all listen to Dakeem's music. All right? Dakeem, this man. Y'all should all listen to this. This is like very good listening to kind of see like where you can go with these like wonky kind of like glitchy beats. He's a really good discography for stuff like this. Just weird stuff. And of course, like Ross G. If you listen to some Ross G, and you'll kind of hear like how this shit should sound. I don't like saying your music should sound like this, but this is like a really good example of really honest music that's being produced, you know, because you want to release some emotion when you're making this shit, and it's kind of hard because you can kind of get lost in the production process sometimes, and you get a little emotionally removed from what you're making. But like, this shit can really come together if you don't forget to express yourself when you're making this music, you know, because I hear a lot of beats sometimes that don't sound like real, like, expressive. I'm trying not to invalidate people's music while at the same time saying like you should put a little bit more of yourself into it. So I'm gonna stop there. But yeah, anyone else have anything to say about this one? Not this one. This one.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with it.
Listen to a lot more music. I will tell you that. That's some good advice that everyone can do some shit from. Everyone in this chat, even people who've been producing for years, always be checking out new music, because you'll just pull shit in from everywhere. Even like non-beat, like hip-hop stuff, you'll pull shit. Absolutely. So yeah.
I think a shout out to this YouTube channel that probably a lot of us have already known about, but if you don't, check out My Analog Journal. The dude makes some really cool mixes of like really like worldly music all around. It's really fun.
My Analog Journal is pretty good. All right, next beat, 12 Roses. I know you are here. Let us peep. Is this the moment? Let us find out. Is it? I don't know.
Only one way to find out.
Nice little ambient intro.
Can you turn it up a little bit?
Yeah. It's max volume.
Oh, fuck.
Kick is way too out there.
Yeah, drums are very disjointed. Could really use some compression too.
I think it's a little like overpanned to have.
I don't mind that too much, but I agree. If you're only like, if you're moving a lot of stuff left and right with panning, it's fine. But like, if you're moving such a punchy sound like a hat, it can kind of get like disorienting.
I mean, the sample's nice, but the drums don't feel very attached to it. Well.
Yeah. Do you wanna talk to us, 12 Roses? Do you want me to unmute you so you can voice?
He said he has no mic.
Oh, word. Do you play this guitar or is it sampled?
He said everything sampled with drums. I think. Did you say that?
You play the guitar. Are you self-taught on guitar?
Yeah, I read. Oh, this is nice.
This sounds like exactly like my early beats. So do you have like, do you know like a lot of theory? How much theory do you know?
Like that pentatonic scales.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, this sounds like some pentatonic jamos. Word. I mean, so really quick, Future Boy, like, music theory is theory, and the layout of the instruments are all pretty much the fucking same. So like, you just need to learn the layout, and it's applicable to everything, right? I know what chords fit into what keys with the notes and stuff. I would. First of all, recording guitar, super fucking hard. Recording guitar is really hard. So like, I can't give you any concrete advice, but play a lot with your process for recording your guitar because it's very difficult to get it done super good, right? So always be playing with that until you find something super good. I would definitely jump a little bit more into your drum production because your guitar sounds fine. I like your sound for your guitar. It's like a chorus effect. It's nice and emotive. Don't get stuck in like the pentatonic hole though. Like expand your scale knowledge past that. Like learn your proper major minor scales and learn some modes. So jump into modal playing a little bit because you can do some really cool stuff with that on guitar. You can go all over the place and it'll really like set you above other people who are playing guitar like kind of just around the same level. And you can be a lot more expressive, you know, because pentatonic is great for like getting a point across, but like you're a little limited in what you can do in pentatonic scale. That and like your kick sounds good later in the song, but at the beginning it's so loud because I'm assuming you're mixing it for here. Make sure that your mixes are like relative to the time in the song too. So if like you need to gradually turn the kick volume up as this comes in, do that because otherwise like you get this kick that just like destroys your ears a little bit. Yeah, you can automate the levels for it or do something else, however you gotta do it. But yeah. Cool. All right, thanks for submitting, man. Sounds cool. These sound a lot like my early beats too, so I am very excited for your musical journey.
They do for me as well.
Yeah. Good for you, man, for like starting. All right, next beat. Foos is here. 41 years ago. Hit us, Foos.
Booth mic.
Is this Misty? What's the sample, Foos? Chops are good. Once again, we got a little bit of boof snare syndrome.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it's getting better. I remember your beat from last week, Foos, and this is better. You gotta punch that snare through, cause like the core of hip hop is snare. Like it is not. Well, it's not. It's drums, right? So if your drums aren't rocking and swinging, like you're not even making beats at that point, you know. This is a real. Sometimes I will tell you this. Sometimes it's fine to just like delete that snare and start over. You can't polish a turd. Like to a certain degree, you need to always, this is something that Swarvy says, you need to a certain degree, always believe that like every step you take in your mixing process is like driving you forward to a better sound, to like trust yourself. But at the same time, like don't try and polish a turd, you know, because you can't. Fuck Mythbusters, you can't polish a turd, you know? So like make sure they did it. Make sure your shit sounds good off the bat. Like don't rely on your production shit to make your components sound better later down the line. You know, obviously you want the sum of these things to be, or you want the, what's the fucking saying? You want like the mix of all to be greater than the sum. I can't fucking remember. But anyways, don't be afraid to start over. Make sure right off the bat you have a good snare selection. It's super important.
Turn into a drum sample hoarder.
Yeah, just you need like, if you ain't sitting on gigabytes, you're doing it wrong.
I would say 90% of the samples that I have are drums.
Yeah, I have an obnoxious amount of drum kits. I have so many drum kits that there's some that I'll probably never hear.
Something that Sailor and Kiefer taught me was like every month, pick 20 snares, 20 kicks, 20 hats, 20 perks, and just use those for the month. And then the next month, do the same thing. Because like another problem you'll have is if you have a bajillion samples, if you're like in the vibe of like producing some shit, and then you gotta go like tick tock tick tock tick tock tick tock through all your drums in your library, it's just like it takes you out like so fast. You're out of the vibe. Like so you gotta maintain that. You got to maintain that momentum, you know.
I feel like I can hear, like I can base a kit on when I got it by the rhythm of going through each one shot, like how it goes. I feel like I've heard the same. I've gone through so many kits. I recently just started using the shit where you can favorite folders and stuff in Ableton. I've been sleeping on that for so long. So just make a favorite drums, like a little favorite tab, and that shit's hella useful because I'd be sleeping on so many drum kits that I'll probably never get to.
Yeah. Anyway, good shit, man. Thanks for submitting. Always love to see some fool's progress. You're gonna notice, by the way, you get better so fast when you just start. You get better so fast when you just start, and then it slows down over time, you know. But yeah, good shit, man. Next, Skeet Depot is here. This motherfucker got a cracker avatar. Oh no, wait, you just submit. Psych.
Got him.
All right, next up we got. So we are prioritizing currently the people who are here. So if you submit your shit and we skipped it and you showed up late, let us know in general and we'll run back to it after we get through everyone. So Go Huskies 2011 is not here.
Did Harris ever hit you back?
Harris is still asleep.
He's still out.
He's still asleep. So if
getting his beauty sleep,
he's gonna sleep through it if he sleeps through it. You know, noisy computer. I like your visual setup. You give me.
I love his visual setup. Yeah.
Sequencer's sick.
I like the sequencer a lot, yeah. I feel like your snare is just like a little bit too... That snare needs to be in the pocket a little more. I don't know how easy it is to do on that sequencer, if it's like super compressed or not, but... Cool chops though. I really like them. Do you want to talk about noisy computer?
I remember this shit being dope last week too, because I remember this sequencer.
Oh my word.
That shit looks intimidating, bro. That's
real.
Yeah, I like this. Cool little synths that come in. I feel like the snare is just like, when you have a snare that's this like... I like that bit. I like that little bit you were doing there. It stays out there for a little too long, I think. And here's the acid flush specs. I really like your chops though. Your hats are in a good spot. Your kicks are in a good spot. I would have just personally picked another snare. That's really all. And I'm not going to comment too much on the mixing because it's obviously like done on a sequencer, you know? So yeah, I would just be a little more careful with your drum selection, especially if you have something like this. It's going to be coming on so often, it's like going to get annoying a little bit. Anyway, good shit, man. I really like these samples that came in. You have a cool little setup. Obviously, not every beat is going to hit, by the way. Like, not every beat you make is going to be, like, a fucking slapper. So, like, you want to aim for, like, some level of consistency. But that was a good one. I liked that. Max. Are you here? Max. M-A-K-S.
Yeah, he's here. He's in the
We got a Max in the chat word. Max. All right. MTB. What is this sample? I've heard it earlier. Oh yeah, I know this sample actually. This is such a good sample. Yo, where's this vocal sample coming from though? Dude, components, so good, man. All the components, really good. The mix, really messy. Like I hear do you hear that clipping? Right here?
Yeah.
You're hitting, you need to work on your mastering for sure. Like there's a lot of problems. It sounds a little mono. You should probably be panning stuff. Component wise, I feel like this would sound better if everything was just turned down a shit ton. So I think one thing we could talk about for this is gain staging. Do you want to talk, Max? We can unmute you if you want. Word. But yeah, I feel like you would definitely. Where the fuck are you? There's too many fucking people in here. There you are.
Hello?
All right, you are unmuted. What up, man?
Yeah. Hey,
Yo,
man,
Max.
I think it sounds like mono because I used RC20 on the master, and apparently with the VHS like preset and changed like a few bits of it, so I think that's why it sounds really flat.
Word. I feel like the mono isn't even the biggest problem. You're hitting like do you have a limiter on them on everything?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do.
You're hitting the limiter like way too hard at certain points and it's peaking. So one thing y'all can do is this thing called gain staging, where essentially what you should do is just like make sure you have headroom, right? So make sure you have like 6 decibels of headroom on your master before you are sending anything in. So you want to like make sure that you have room to turn shit up, because at a certain point you're just going to hit the limiter and it's just going to clip and it's going to sound really, really bad, right? Like right here. Where is it? Do you hear that kind of like static on the high end? That's audio clipping.
Also, I wouldn't put RC20 on your master chain because I feel like that's better on like individual tracks, because the master chain, that's too much of one thing to coat the whole track with. I feel like it should be used more like sparingly on individual components.
Yeah, or use it on return tracks like Lo-Fi Samurai was saying, because then you can play with wetness really easy. If y'all aren't keen to return tracks, did you use Ableton for this, dude?
No, I use FL.
Does FL have return tracks? Does anyone know?
Pretty sure that's pretty standard nowadays.
They do. So a return track is basically it's a track you can make where you can send an audio signal through it. It's basically like it's an effect that you don't have to actually put on your bus. Essentially, you can have like a bunch of effects on one track. You can like compile a bunch of audio effects onto one return track and send your signal through it to a certain percent. So you can be like 50% reverb or whatever, 50% RC20, you know. That or just if RC20, I don't know if it has it, but just play with the wetness. I don't think it does because it's like a saturator, so it just like it's like fuck you, I'm doing all of it. But yeah, make sure that you have like 6 decibels on your master of headroom, of audio headroom, before you run that shit in. So turn everything down a bit, you know. It's super easy. You can just throw an EQ. You don't even have to play with the levels. What I like to do is just throw an EQ on there and then just lower the volume through the EQ. or lower the volume through like whatever. You can do it on the faders if you want to, but I like to personally I like to have the faders at the middle personally, because otherwise I get fidgety with it. So I just turn everything down by 6 decibels right off the bat, and then so you have room to turn shit up, you know. Another thing you can do is you can just turn it down before you get to the limiter, but that's like you probably don't want to do that because it's like kind of a band-aid on the problem, you know. But yeah, like the components, like all the pieces to the beat are so good, and I really want to hear this just mixed a little better, you know.
Thanks,
But yeah,
I really appreciate that.
Where's this vocal sample come from?
It's one of my friends.
Beautiful. Very good. Keys are good. You play these?
No, but most of all of this is sampled, apart from drums and a little bit of the bass I played.
Word. Regardless, vocals tie it all really well together. You did a really good job with this. If you mix it properly, this will be super, super solid. Good shit, man.
Hey, I'm back.
Welcome back. We were just talking about mixing and gain staging.
Nice.
Yeah, because this man's hit the limiter too hard. He crashed. God, mixing is like driving a car, super drunk, and you have blindfold on. You gotta trust your ears. It's a dangerous, dangerous path. Anyway.
I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
I didn't either.
You stuck the landing.
Yo, y'all, if you submitted past 6 p.m., we're not gonna listen until we get through everyone's. So we're only gonna run this for about 40 more minutes. We're gonna cut this at 8 p.m. So we're gonna try and get through everyone's beat. We should be able to get through everyone who's here. That's a for sure. So if you're here right now, we will get to your beat. But people who submitted past the deadline or people who aren't here, we're probably not gonna get to it. Or we'll do it fast. IMBN is not here. Noma is here, I think, right? Yeah, Noma's here.
Yo, Lo-Fi Samurai's here. I haven't talked to you in like 10 years.
Cage's demo. What genre?
That's okay, buddy.
I'd give my feedback about the kick drums that I mentioned earlier.
I was gonna say I could definitely use some EQing.
I like
that bass there was nice.
I like the melody that's coming in. I like the synth choice. It's very heady. The pattern's good though. I like what you're doing with like the hi-hats, like the shakers coming in. Cool mix up.
I just like the like synthy shit in general.
Yeah. I really like the production on this. The drums just need a little work, I feel.
Agreed.
Dude, this shit sounds really cool.
That's cool.
That was really good.
That was nice. Alright, you want to talk about this, Noma? Alright, let's unmute this boy, uncage this mad lad. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
This is really good. You like Flying Lotus?
Yo, that's what I was talking about during the last beat submission. This is like one of the shit that this is the shit that I was like, yeah, I love Flying Lotus.
I can tell.
But is it going too hard on the influence? That's what I was thinking.
No.
No, I don't think
so.
so.
The drums sound like nothing Flylo's ever done.
Yeah.
Well, kick
no, I contest that. These shakers are very, very, very Flylo.
Oh yeah, perks for
yeah,
sure.
the
drum pattern is like. I'd say the drums are a little stiff.
Yeah, I was gonna say that you could definitely like flow these drums a little better. If you have like a homie that I feel like if you had like an actual kit on this shit with someone actually playing drums, it'd be fucking dope.
That go hard.
Yeah, that go really hard.
I personally don't know a drummer.
That's a high order, I know, but I'm just saying, like, this particular style of production, I think if you were to go in on like learning drums yourself, you could do some really cool shit with how you produce.
Yeah, sounds
Just
good.
saying. But yeah, drum selection would be really important for this. When you have like these samples that are going off like this, I feel like your drums want to be organic as possible. So like if you're gonna program shit out, make sure that the velocities of your hits are varied, you know, because this snare is hitting on the exact same volume at the exact same time in the exact same bar every single time, and it is, as Sailor said, like a little stiff. So like,
are you in Ableton?
Yeah.
You know about you using drum rack or what?
I know about the
Ooh,
sampler
hold up. I
stuff.
didn't even hear this
I've
part.
used that, but in this one, I want to use a drum rack because I want to, you know, play it by hand. Like the kick and snare, I usually play it by hand and all that.
Here, I wanna show you something in Ableton. I don't know if I can make it big enough to stream it.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Actually, I don't even know if you guys will be able to see it. I'll try anyway. I'll just explain it.
Yeah, do try.
How do I do that shit? Oh, I don't have permission to do it.
I can give you permission.
Oh, it's not available for more than 25 users.
Oh, I see. Do you want me to open Ableton? You can dictate to me.
Yeah, I mean, you know about this shit, right, Graves? The LFO in the simpler when you put it in a drum rack.
I don't know about that shit.
Open up stream your Ableton real quick.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you were just saying about.
Oh wait, do you mean the modulation that's in the samplers and the simpler where you can modulate volume, pan, pitch, and filter?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Rip.
That's true. Oh shit.
So yeah.
Welcome back. Skirt.
But yeah, just for the sake of anybody else in Ableton. Just like load up a
drum rack.
By the way, love your Ableton color scheme.
Thank you.
Snare.
Get a snare. All right. Y'all are gonna see some horror here.
That's a lot of
kids. This is not that many.
Are you spilling the sauce? Is that it?
Sauce has been spilled. My spaghetti's everywhere. There you go. All right.
You see at the bottom middle, like where it says LFO?
Yeah.
Click on that, and then the drop down. Right there.
Yeah.
And click on the one that looks like that one. The very bottom
the noise. Yeah.
Yeah. So that one randomizes shit. So open up controls, Graves, up there, like the tab next to sample on the right.
Oh, what the fuck?
Sample. You got samples on the top right. Sample on the top right.
Yeah. And then in the middle now, like you can set what percentage it randomizes, like pitch, volume, panning. So if you put everything at like 7 or 8%, and then play the I mean, we probably can't hear it, but then your snare will, it just slightly randomizes like the pitch and the velocity. Well, not the velocity, the volume.
Important thing about this is remember to disable retrigger, because otherwise it's always gonna the snare, even if you put any modifications, it's always gonna start at the same time. So the R right there, the shining R, you have to press that one, and then the settings would actually work with it would actually randomize the snare's pitch or volume or pan.
Try this at home, kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really great for making your drums sound a little more natural.
I'll leave it open for a sec if y'all want to like screenshot it or something.
Man,
I didn't even know about that.
Damn, this is fucking useful.
I need to probably start making good friends with drummers.
Dude, I was doing this shit anyway.
Is he laggy as fuck for you guys?
You're laggy.
Yeah, you are Terminator drunk right now, dude.
All right. Good shit, Noma. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next.
So drum velocity, EQ, drum selection.
Yeah, that's basically it. Your production for everything else is like super unique. I like it a lot. Yeah, good beat, man.
Thanks, man.
Peace.
Appreciate it. Peace.
All right. Next victim.
Dude, my drums folder is 120 gigs.
Jesus Christ. All right, y'all. I'm gonna restart the stream. Beep. 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 Y'all see it?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. You want to talk, man?
Really like the kick. These are like my favorite style of kicks. Just EQ'd all of the high end out.
Yeah, it's same. I'm the same way with kicks.
Let me unmute this man's.
What up?
Yeah.
Yo, what up, man?
That's good.
What's good?
Good production. I will personally say low pass snares hurt my soul a little bit, but this one works really well. Honestly, this is a really solid, well put together beat. I ain't got.
Yeah, I try to do it a little more tastefully.
Reminds me of like Plasma mix.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Is there any melody component to this?
What's that?
Guitar?
I don't know if I heard a melody in the second half or not.
It's just chops. I don't know.
It's chops, yeah. I like it a lot. I think it's really solid. I don't really have too much to say. This is really well put together, honestly.
Yeah, this is solid.
Bad.
Yo, Samurai, was that you who I taught how to use like the 404 a while ago or some shit?
Yeah, dude, I came in here hella reckless.
I taught you how to compress it, I think.
Yeah, I've come a long way. Like, then I wasn't shit.
Damn. Little sailor Padawan.
All right, Harris has awoken.
Oh shit.
Did he join?
Only 30 minutes before it ends.
I mean, we can roll it. Hold on, let me get him in
I
here.
ain't got nowhere to be.
He says, "Give me 5." All right, next beat, next skeet.
Matt never responded either.
It'll be interesting too, because I know Harris actually likes like low pass and snares and shit.
Yeah, Harris loves that shit. All right,
a nice variety of opinion.
Nutty. I like your beats.
I like this
I'll
cover.
say that now. This is a really good that's a really good cover. I want this on a t-shirt. Where'd you get this shit? All
Took
right.
me like 12 seconds to figure out that that's something else.
What?
I'm tripping.
All right, here we go. Me like a bongo.
You got one hell of an audience, but
I didn't even use a bongo.
Damn, I was looking for a bongo to come in, dude.
Oh.
That diarrhea bass.
I like diarrhea bass.
Same, man. Shit goes hard.
Ooh. Good snare choice. I will say this, Nutty, if you're gonna do this bass line, it's really good to do it like as a stab rather than hold it for too long.
And the meditation for me is more like being present. I'm not trying to think anything. I'm not. I think I'm just still.
You're a little too reverby on the drums.
Praying about anything. I'm just still observing. Let it go. Slowly.
Reverb generally like
Bring my attention back to like.
reverb will generally like lower impact of things. So I like it on the sample, but if you're gonna do snare reverb, you want to be like you want to be careful with your application of it, because if you want a snare that really hits, which you generally do, I think it was tape echo. Even tape echo can like reduce the I guess the impact is what I'm trying to say, you know, like even if you delay out drums super heavy, it can still like take away from that like because then you have a ka, and it's slowly fading out rather than the snap, you know. So you just want to like, it's a flavor thing too, like some people throw hella reverb on drums and it sounds great. It's just like a taste thing, but generally if you're trying to make like a fucking head bobby ass beat, you generally don't want to over reverb your snares.
Yo, my new tape is hella reverb.
Yeah, like it's super like I have reverby ass drums, but I also have like super dry ones.
I use a lot of reverb.
It's up to y'all. But yeah.
But like we were talking about earlier, that shit where you compress after reverb. That's helpful with what you're talking about, Graves. Where I mean, I don't know if this is what you're talking about, like where the drum gets drowned out by its reverb.
Yeah, and it like it can take away from the punch a little bit because it like it's like rather than like cutting off on like a very high frequency, it like fades back out, so you kind of lose the punch.
That's where the compressing after reverb thing comes in handy, because you can put it really, like if you're using reverb on a send track or wherever you got it, and you put it super dry, so it's only a little bit wet, so like it doesn't sound like there's much reverb, but then you compress after it and it brings all that reverb up, but you still have like your full drum there. Doesn't sound like it's all washed out and shit.
Yeah, I like how episodic this sounds though, Nutty. This is super cool.
Yeah, so when I discovered that accidentally, I thought I was a fucking superhuman.
Do you want to talk, Nutty? Do you have a mic? I don't think you do, right?
One thing I was going to say earlier is like I think those transitions where this vocal sample could have been done maybe a little bit cleaner.
You're on your phone? We can throw you on if you want really quick. We can talk about it. Let's give it a shot,
you
man.
You alright?
Shush.
Little sleepy guy? Little sleepy boy?
Yo, what up, man?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah. This thing on?
Oh, what's up?
Good beat. Excellent job. Be conscious and intentional with your effects. You know, I feel like I it's a stylistic thing, but also you wanna be aware that you don't wanna like over drench stuff too much. You don't want it too wet, you know?
Yeah. Keep it dry, especially on the drums.
You don't have to go dry all the way. Like if you want to have some reverb on the drums, like everyone in here literally just said like I have reverb on my drums. So throw reverb on your drums, but you want to be aware of the trade-offs that come. Just be aware of that shit when you're throwing it on there, and it can help you just like production is like a lot of tiny decisions that you have to make along a very long road, you know? So you want to make sure that you're not fucking yourself into a corner with your mix, you know? It's just easy to get that bad habit. Just like I throw reverb on everything because I do, because it sound good, you know? And in reality, you're losing some options and closing yourself off.
I've never heard that saying before. Fuck yourself into a corner.
Fuck yourself into a corner.
It's fucking aggressive, man.
I do that daily.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, excellent avatar. Next beat.
Awesome.
Next ski. Peace out, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for submitting. Can't wait to see some more from you.
I was gonna say also,
yes.
Yeah, I was just gonna say one thing that I've been really trying to work on recently with my shit is transitions that are interesting, rather than just kind of like cutting one element out. I noticed like in this beat, kind of, I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Feel free to disagree or not, but like I kind of got pulled away from the beat a little bit once things stopped, and it was just kind of like that vocal sample kind of just chilling there. Like I didn't feel like there was like a smooth transition into it.
Yeah, I feel you.
I actually had it without the vocal sample, and I felt like it needed. I was just watching YouTube, and I just took a sample because I thought that there wasn't enough of a transition. So I thought it just kind of like switched into different parts. So that was definitely probably a weakness of the beat, just because I had kind of a weak riser.
Yeah.
Probably could have added something with more flavor.
Yeah. How about like one thing that might help too with like if you have like a weak riser, it's kind of like automate a high pass, kind of pull out a little bit low end as the riser hits, and it makes like when all of like the bass when it comes back in the next section, sometimes it feels like, ooh, that hit really nice.
Yeah. Welcome, Harris. What's up, man?
Yo, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Good.
All you gotta do if you want to hear the beats is just click on me and hit join stream. I got the big line.
Yeah, I'm on it.
All right.
Tracks, related tracks though.
Related tracks. Ooh. Let's hide this shit. We don't need to see. We don't need to. Nah.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Damn, bro.
No free
Right.
plugs.
Feature boy.
I'm a mod, bro.
Yo, Harris, did you just wake up?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that goes hard as fuck.
I slept through my alarm, man.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It'd be like that.
Hey, where are you based, Harris?
I'm in LA.
Oh, nice.
This guy is a serial commenter.
This is the new vibe, indeed.
I will say, my friend, I'm sorry, but I must diagnose you with boof snare syndrome.
Boof snare condition.
I've done it. Work on your drum selection, man, for sure. That's one thing right off the bat. A 2-chord progression like this will get kind of boring eventually too. I noticed this track is 2 minutes 30, so I don't know if it goes on like this. 2 chords do not make a 2 minute 30 song. You know, if you're gonna do a 2 chord little loop like this, you want to make it sweet and short. You know, because people get sick of it otherwise. You know, your ears get kind of sick of that repetition. Do you want to talk, by the way? Do we want to unmute you, future boy? Does he have a mic?
I've done a lot of these these songs that are very repetitive in similar ways, and I think it's like plausible to keep it like this, but it would take adding a lot of different layers on top as well. You want to bring in some new melodic elements, like if you're set on doing kind of the 2-chord progression, which I've done a lot and still do sometimes. It's definitely important to figure out how you can implement arc, whether that be like adding different melodic elements that come in and kind of change shit up a little bit, or maybe changing like the sounds that are being used for the progression. Because there's lots of if you're either struggling to figure out how to develop a chord progression beyond this, or you're set on having it like this, there's a lot of ways to still give it like a lack of repetition, you know?
Yeah. Like Pharoah Sanders has a 30-minute 2-chord song, and it goes hard as fuck. Because you can use, like you were saying, Harris, you can use a simple progression as kind of like a center, like a totem pole to kind of dance around per se. You can just center everything around that, but you need to have every other, you need to, when you have static elements, you need to compensate for that with dynamic elements generally. Unless you're making some really hypnotic trance shit. But this is a hip hop beat, so that's not that. But yeah, other than that, work on your drums. They're a little quantized. See about how you can work on varying your progressions a little bit, or varying the production a little bit to work with the simple progressions. But yeah, overall, it sounds pretty good for an early beat. Keep working at it, man. Thanks for submitting. All right. Next, Skeet. Yeah, I feel like you could totally take a minute off this beat too. You want to be wary that as much as you love listening to your own music, you want to keep in mind that, especially if you're business minded and you're trying to play that silly playlist game, you want to make sure that you're not that song getting skipped, because people getting sick of it. It's not bad to have a short song by any means.
I'm just curious, people in the chat, whoever else is talking that submitted shit, did anybody submit any faster BPM, neck breaking shit, or is it just mostly chill stuff?
I would imagine it's probably mostly chill stuff.
You know what Reddit we're in.
Yeah.
Is that Kyle? Is that Kyle talking?
Yes, it is. What's up?
You dirty dog, you.
You couldn't scroll down?
Salty.
I don't know how to see who's talking.
Hold up, really quick.
Just the people that don't have the mic. You see the little mic icon next to us, or lack thereof.
Nom, do you know Joe? Do you know Kiku Joe?
Yeah.
Doesn't this kind of look like him?
Yeah, it does.
That guy, I feel like he would lift his head up and he's 45 or 50.
Or 20, honestly. There's no knowing. Anyway, this fool's here, I'm pretty sure. It's what's his name? Fitzroyal. Is the kick descending in pitch? Or am I tripping?
It's the bass on the kick.
Word.
I have no idea.
So, Fitz, do you want to talk about this beat really quick? Do you want us to unmute you? This is my first track. I just played piano and wanted to try something new. Also, I didn't master it all. I learned so much already from this showcase. Be gentle. Unfortunately, no mic. Word. How long have you played piano for?
I was singing the same thing as well. It sounds like early Tyler the Creator shit.
Oh, yeah, those chords.
That was a nice chord right there.
Sounds like a lot of the velocities of these chord stabs though are the same. I like to one like feedback that I like to give people when I hear this kind of stuff too is don't be afraid to. I don't know if this is Fitz. Is this did you play the chords or is it?
Yeah, he played.
Oh.
I feel like you could have done a little bit more. I like the soloing. There are some parts I'm hearing some. You're ending a lot of your musical statements on notes that aren't in the scale, I think. And I'm not sure if that's intentional, like you're trying to use them like passing notes, but I feel like if you're gonna end musical statements, make sure it's on like something that resolves nicely. And that, like, you said you've played piano for a long time, so I'm assuming you know your scales and whatnot. If you don't know your scales, learn your scales for sure. Yeah, like right there, that was probably not the note to end that on, just based on the chord. And it's just like, it's a matter of like, based on whatever chord you're playing, scale changes. It's really as simple as that, you know, and you have choices of scales to use depending on the chord you're playing, and it's just going down that theory hole and stuff. But yeah, I feel like you could probably vary the drum pattern and vary the chord progression for like a 4-minute song essentially. But other than that, if this is like a really early beat you're making, this is a pretty good start, man. Good shit.
Did you record the melody in the chords separately?
Yeah, that's kind of a no-no if you do that. Oh no. Okay, good. Don't do that. Good shit, man. Appreciate it. Next, Skeet. Sonny. Is Sonny here? S-A-U-N-Y. Sonny is here. All right, on. We are getting through the beats. We're going to go on a little bit after. I imagine we'll go to like 8:20-ish, 8:30-ish, maybe. 8:15-ish, we'll see. Sonny. Let's listen to this. On.
Can you turn it up a little bit?
Yeah, my bad. It's way too quiet.
I'm gonna say already, there's a little too much vinyl crackle on this bad boy.
Agreed, yeah.
You have a nice structure. Like, I like the kind of story you're kind of telling with this. Like, your layout of the composition's cool. Is this played or is this sampled, man? It sounds like it's played, probably. Played.
Yeah, it sounds original.
Do you have a mic, Sonny? You want to talk to us? No, sorry. It's all good.
One thing I like to do with my vinyl crackle, if you are like, I don't use vinyl crackle as much as I used to, but if you have any kind of like Foley element, whether it's vinyl crackle or rain or like any kind of noise, one thing that you can do is sidechain your kick and your snare.
For sure.
Or sorry, sidechain it to the kick of the snare, and you can create a bit of space and a bit of movement, other than just like turning down the vinyl crackle entirely, because then it's going to be quiet, and it's also like you can kind of hear that like there's a lack of movement going on from like a lack of sidechain, so that can be really helpful.
I also have another tip for that. One thing that I fucking love to do is I will like, because I use Ableton, so I'll like, if I have piano, I'll have that on a track, and then I'll put like vinyl, whatever, underneath it, and then I'll group them together and like throw a glue compressor on the bus or like the group, or like a Wolf compressor, and it kind of fucking turn that shit up, and then the vinyl cracker down. And what it does is the piano hit, like the piano stab will hit, and the vinyl, because of the compressor on it, will kind of be like in the background, and then as the core kind of like holds out a little bit, the vinyl will kind of bleed through a little bit more. It makes it a really nice flavor.
Yeah, it's kind of got no ass too. I will say that. Like you could use a little booty on this beat. It needs a little bit, like the kick could use a little beef, and you could benefit a lot from just like a really simple sine bass, or like 808s or something along those lines. You know, a little bit of bass. You have a lot of room, but synth selection really good. Melody's nice. I like the composition. Good stuff. You're doing a good job with like not just looping for 2 minutes. You're like properly like introducing tension and release, tension, release, tension, release. So that's good stuff. So keep up with that, man. Good stuff. Next, Skeet. ATRL Beats. He is here. Let's get it. 61.
Oh, dude just got the SP like this week.
Oh, is this fresh SP?
Yeah.
Excellent.
DJ effects incoming.
Nice bass.
It's dirty.
Oh, this is pre-SP. Damn.
Pre-SP, dude. That's how I mark time in my life, before the SP and after the SP.
I think I've had mine for like a year.
Okay, this is super solid mix-wise. I feel like this is you're just kind of at that weird crossroads where it's like where do you find the subjective stuff that you like, you know?
I feel like I've heard this snare.
Yeah, I was about to say.
The snare works, yeah. Sample might be a little loud. Like Harris was saying earlier, like you could probably just sidechain through it if you want.
I feel like the hats could be louder. Like
Yeah, the hats are like buried in there. I mean, it's cool, but like, it doesn't sound bad.
Bassline's super good though. This is a played bassline.
Yeah, I like that.
Do you want to talk about this beat, man? Do you have a mic? You played everything.
I played everything, man.
Nice. Okay, so if you played, do you want to talk about it? Do you want to be unmuted? Word. What's up, man? Oh, I thought you were unmuted. You're not unmuted. You have to unmute yourself. You are unmuted, though. How do I do that? If you have your mic, there's like a little microphone button in the bottom left. If not, you just don't have your mic plugged in. Yeah, I'll give you a sec to figure it out. If your mic's not working, no big deal. Where'd you learn piano? Lessons or self-taught? YouTube, excellent.
It's a really nice progression.
Yeah.
Bass is good too.
Are these just like seventh chords? Like seventh chords, man? Alright, you should, I'm gonna tell you this now, invest in learning your inversions of your sevenths, and you should invest in ninth chords. Ninth chords are really simple. You just take a seventh and you add the 2. And the mix is rough because I tracked into Ableton, then tracked it into 4-track. That's cool. I love 4-tracks, man.
It's a good kind of rough.
Yeah, it's a good kind of rough. This
I wouldn't
reminds me of
correct
like
it,
some DJ Harrison shit, honestly.
I feel that.
I get a little bit of a DJ Harrison. Yeah, ninth chords are super tight. So check out your ninth chords. Learn your inversions because you're gonna get bored of your sevenths after a certain amount of time, you know. And it'll make it easier for you to play too, because you're gonna get stuck only being able to really play like chord progressions where the chords are like physically close to each other on the keys. Learning your inversions helps you like stretch out your range between chords a little bit, and you can take bigger steps, which is some nice shit. Just general stuff though, nothing inherently wrong with the beat. I like it a lot, but just some
cool
random piano shit.
It's
Yeah,
got
if you
a
don't
vibe.
if you don't include all 88 keys in your song, it's not music. LFOJ. Is that fool here? LFOJ. Nope. Not here. Mooney. Do your best. Alright. Right off the bat. Son, we gotta sit down.
All right.
We gotta have a talk about this, son.
Wait, you guys didn't get the memo? Anime for lo-fi hip hop is back and it's better than ever.
It's back and better than ever. It was
It's gonna
great
make a
in
lot of people happy.
2015. It was great in 2016. It was great in 2017, and it's great now.
Fucking
Yeah.
you tell him, man.
Like,
Sick, dude. Go off.
Let's hear it.
I like how we're not even a second in.
I kind of like the snare personally, like the choice of drum, but it's a super.
Oh fuck yes!
Go off, King.
It's very quantized.
Do your best.
Right off the bat, that bass note has to be changing to keep up with the chord progression.
Yeah.
As opposed to just the one note.
One note bass lines are no-nos.
It can work. It can work, but in this case, it's not. It's the note isn't changing the way it has to. Like earlier when I said I do the 2-chord progression all the time. Like I also do like one bass note a lot. Like on my new song I did, and it can work, but it depends entirely on whether or not it meshes with the melodic element. And in this case, it clashes once it goes to this part here.
If anything, what you could do. That was cool. I like your.
Go back again. Go back again. I want to hear that. Am I allowed to smoke Kush right now, boys?
Yes.
Of course.
Wow.
What do you think I've been doing this whole time? I will say this. It's a.
You're encouraged to.
It's more keys. Hold up. So, fuck around. Is this played piano? I'm assuming this is played piano, Mooney. Mooney, do you want to also talk? We can unmute you. If you would like to speak with us. Word. Let us speak. Son, you're a weeaboo.
Yo, wait, this guitar though. Hold on.
Yeah. Is this all played?
Guitar solo.
Guitar is played.
That's dirty.
It's kind of a weird track because it was built off 2 loops, and I wasn't exactly sure what the chords were in the first loop. That's why I stuck to like the 1-note bass line because I was sure it was D, and I built off that through the rest of the track. And I kind of knew I wanted to play a bit of guitar on it because I was kind of like had a bit of room for it. So I thought, I want to make sure it's in the right key. So I kept the progression fairly simple.
I feel you.
One thing I'll say about the bass note is, like me personally, I don't know shit about theory. I can't tell you what a specific note is. I can't tell you anything, okay? But it's really important to work on training your ear so that you don't need to know these things. Like, as far as writing bass goes, you can hear so it's.
You should just be using you should be using what's called the tonic of the chord. It's the first note in the chord, and it's what the chord is called. So the tonic of C major is C, right? But honestly, exactly what Harris is telling you, don't even need to know that if you can just listen and hear dun, dun, dun. Yeah, sing it. Just sing it. If you sing it, like everyone knows theory. Deep down in your brain, deep down in your little lizard monkey brain, whatever it is, right? You know music theory. It's in there. You know?
I only know theory when I'm singing along with Sade.
Yeah, exactly.
It would be ra, right? Ra. Do, ra, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. It'd be ra. I don't know. I need to train my ear better. I've always had
that
not a
guitar
great ear,
was
considering.
disgusting though. That shit was fire.
It means it ain't a good one.
Cheers.
Yeah,
because I thought a few notes were off.
Got you, Sailor. Got you.
Thanks, man. I don't know if they got that slang.
I'll say this, Mooney. Like, you should probably at some point, if like playing instrumental music is something you want to do, you should jump into theory a bit. You should just learn your major scales. What? Because everything.
I know.
What was that?
I know my theory quite well. It's just my ear, really.
Oh,
I've always had a bit of a shit ear, but I know like my major, minor, modes, things like that.
A really good exercise you can do for that I learned somewhat recently is if you have like whatever instrument you choose to practice your theory on, sing a progression with your voice, like da 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 da, and then play it. And just do that. Let your voice lead you, not your hands. Because generally, when you have a bad ear, it's usually not necessarily your ear. It's more so just like you have a hard time distinguishing notes. And a really good exercise for that is, again, just like let your voice lead you, not your hands. Because if you let your hands lead you, like you're always going to end up playing super rigid, kind of soulless progressions. But when your voice is leading you, it's like really like a really expressive way to play.
Hey, Mooney,
So,
do you listen to Mondo loops?
Sounds familiar, but not regularly.
Yeah, this guitar kind of reminds me of something that he would do. I think you would get some good inspiration from listening to his music.
I was more into like Pink Floyd and all that sort of stuff before I got into hip hop.
Yeah, I hear that. You know
Yo,
who
you should fuck around and make like some psychedelic beats.
Yeah, you should.
That type of shit going on.
You know who you might like is Doongan. Are you wise to Doongan?
No.
This is a really. I'm not gonna play it, but check them out. I think you'll like them quite a bit. They're a Swedish band that like has hip hop roots but plays like fusion rock jazz. It's very nice. Anyway, thank you for submitting.
Right.
Good
Cool.
shit.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Peace out, man.
Peace.
Good shit.
Adios, man.
All right, next. Mosfet. Is Mosfet here? Mosfet is here. All right. We're definitely cutting this after we get through everyone who's here's beats, by the way, because we just have so many damn submissions. If you aren't here, sucks to suck. Not actually. I feel bad because a lot of European homies couldn't make it because of time zones. So I will be saying this. We're going to be moving the next one, I think, to 9 p.m. We're just going to progress it every 3 hours until 12 p.m. Because we just want to make sure that we make it accessible to people who, submit and work their ass off, but just don't live in the right time zone. Should
Honestly,
be like
that's my vibe, dude. Doing it
yeah,
late.
Harris will be doing the graveyard shift with me.
Yeah, bro.
Harris
I'm
lives
here.
in a European time zone in LA.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude. I live in a weird neighborhood of LA where the time zone hasn't quite adjusted
I
yet.
actually operate on Berlin time, That's just how I choose to live my life. Anyway, Mosfet. This is a fun ass fucking SoundCloud avatar. I want to point that out. All right, in front.
That shit goes.
Rune two-hander. Bass is way too out there.
Yeah.
So, Mosfet, you got a mic? You want to talk about this? Word.
That bassline needs some EQ and.
That hella like fat bass line though, it works sometimes. Like Tropes shit. Like you ever listen to Tropes?
Sure.
Yeah.
His shit will like fuck your speakers up in a good way. Or like Bilo.
It's actually fire.
Yeah, man.
So how'd you get the bass to sound like this? Did you just like crank the EQ up on like a shelf? You're unmuted.
It's part of the sample. But yeah, I just EQ'd it super high up, and I put like some distortion on it.
If you're gonna do like additive EQ like that, just make sure you're like taking proper considerations for headroom on the track. Because if you turn shit up, you want to make sure. If you turn bass up, you want to make sure that you've turned the actual sample down by the same amount, if that makes sense.
Like the rest of the frequencies should go down.
So if you add 2 on like a big shelf like that, you should probably be dipping, because otherwise you're like asking for peaks at a certain point. So like if you add 2 dB on like a big shelf on the low end, make sure that you take the whole track volume down by 2. Not the whole track volume as in the whole song, but just that particular like track that has the sample on it.
Don't do it with the track volume slider. Use like a gain knob on something else in the chain.
Yeah, don't rely on your track fader too much, because it's like just really not that fun to mix with just your mixer constantly tweaking that shit, and like you forget like where it was in certain places. If you have it just on like a plugin, like you can literally do it with an EQ8. You can just turn the volume down or up on it, or on utility. Utility is like the best for it because it's literally like just a knob, But yeah, because then you have like a literal like I turn this down by 4 dB rather than trying to like eyeball it out on like your faders. And then
on top of that, the fader is final. So like if you're talking about like gain staging and shit, it's like after everything. So it changes nothing in terms of like how you EQ.
Yeah.
But if you have your gain as the first thing that's doing anything in the chain, like turning it down, that's what gain staging is, like
Yeah.
making it so that you can do things like boost on an EQ without it sounding like shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gotcha.
Big takeaway for everyone. That shit that your faders are for after. I was trying to like figure out how to say that, and then you just like put it in 5 fucking words. Good shit. I like this beat a lot. Good shit, man.
Thanks, dude.
Just keep at it. That's basically it. Excellent choice of SoundCloud profile picture. This game is very
custom made.
It's custom, one of a kind.
Yeah.
Damn, son.
It's
Sick. One more thing actually that I didn't say too with the drums is can you play it again and just skip to like. So right now your drums are very, very straightforward, which isn't always a bad thing. But I think you could benefit from just going in. I don't know what do you use Ableton by any chance?
I use FL.
Okay, so I don't know how it works in FL, but I'm guessing there's probably a way where you can turn your grid off. One thing I like to do to humanize my drums a bit is I turn off the grid, and I just like move things around like a tiny bit to give it kind of like a randomness and like cool swing situation.
Yeah.
You could definitely benefit from that, as well as like the drums feel like they're kind of buried behind the rest of everything else. You could definitely like compress the fuck out of those drums as a whole and do some good side chains so that the drums are slapping, and they could still be quiet too. Like if you were going for like kind of a buried drum thing, you can compress them and then compensate by turning things back down. Yeah, those are some more thoughts that I had.
This like begs to be a boom bap slapper. It'd be really fun to just have some knocking ass drums on this, but that's like a stylistic choice.
Yeah. No, I definitely I struggle with like making my drums too loud and then realizing they're too loud and then bringing them down too much. I just like keep going back and forth.
It's a dangerous game.
Yo, another thing that I'm not going to stop saying about BPM, like there's another aspect of it, is if you have lower BPM and you add like any amount of swing to your drums, it's super like hard to hear the swing when things are super slow, which is another reason. If you want your shit to like swing more,
Just,
I would
bring
say,
up a bit.
yeah, like bring up just the overall BPM. It's because you could actually hear the difference between the notes that you're scooting over and shit.
Don't be afraid to enter the triple digits. Don't be afraid.
No, that's a little much.
Don't be afraid.
Kyle thrives at like high 80s, low 90s. That's like his like
True.
that's like his area, and so that's kind of what he's talking about too. Like if you listen to his beats where certain drum hits have like that crazy swing, you're kind of in like a nice tempo where it's like fast, but it's not so fast that you're losing the hip hop element, and you can easily hear like when you're really slow, things aren't the drums. This is what Kyle was saying. Like the drums aren't moving around enough for you to be able to like hear the swing happening. Like it kind of still sounds like the drums are just straight when it's really low, especially if you're like low 70s or below. This sounds like this is probably like low 70s, right?
I think it might be a bit higher, probably like 80 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing with the swing itself too, is that even if you have it really like quantized, it can even make it sound slower.
Don't be afraid.
Like I was listening to one earlier, I thought it was like 70 BPM, but I was tapping along with it like in a BPM tapper thing, and it was like 86. I was like, what the fuck?
You want to hear a fucking superpower? There's one thing I just kind of discovered. Well, not recently, but one time I like to kind of write percussion or hi-hat elements at a faster like double time, and then I'll resample it at halftime, and sometimes you can create such cool flavor with that kind of stuff. Sorry, I don't know. I just hopped in, so I don't know exactly what you guys were talking about. So sorry if this was irrelevant.
Just BPM and like swing, the relationship.
Cool.
I will say too, don't be afraid to like crank your BPM up to 180, but then treat it, or not 180, put it up to like 160, but then treat it like 80. Yeah, just play it in double time, because like you can end up like you get your metronome to really give you those eighths rather than fourths, you know, or you can just turn your fucking BPM thing up from 4/4 to 8/4 or whatever. It'll just help you hear it a little bit. Another thing for people who are just joining, practice your triplets in fours. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's like the essence of swing right off the bat is your triplets in a 4, you know? So practice that shit. Anyway, good beat, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
No problem. Next ski, we got No School by Senshi. This beat is brought to you by the coronavirus.
That snare went bye-bye.
That snare just was swallowed by the void. Yeah. All right.
And we're mighty quantized too.
This is Chase, right? Chase, do you have a mic? This is your first song, so I'm not sure what I'm doing. Excellent.
Okay.
Would you like us to unmute?
Better than my first songs.
Is this straight up your first time making a beat, or just like first time putting one up?
This is a good start. This is better than my first beat.
My first beat, dude, is so garbage.
Mine was so awful, dude. I don't know.
Still had it.
I still have mine on my SoundCloud private.
Dude, if your first like 1,000 beats don't suck, then like you're cheating.
Yeah, facts.
If we listen to my first beats, dude, it would be embarrassing. I would have to like change my identity.
Yeah. I'm Karis Hole now.
How much money do I have to pay you to hear those?
Do you want us to unmute you, man? Or we can just do it through text or whatever. Basically, keep at it. This is a good start. Really, for now, when you're doing your mix, really just focus on volume as the only element you really fuck with. So, like, just play with volume. Don't throw in effects. Don't throw in, like, any extra crazy shit. Literally just play with the knobs with volume. Because that's really all production is playing with volume. Really, it's all levels. It's levels and panning and frequencies. So like get your level and like EQ is even still just level play, right? So just work on your levels. Play with them faders, play with all that shit. But yeah, good first beat, man. Appreciate it. I'll let it play out.
Sidechain is gonna help these drums really poke through and all the elements breathe a bit. That's one thing that is like both an advanced and a beginner technique is sidechaining. And the more you do it, you'll start to get the hang of how to use it and in what situations to use it. But that's gonna like sidechain and EQ in terms of like processing are going to be the two most important tools that you have for both cleaning things up and creating movement. Like a big part of mixing and not even just mixing but production in general is finding a way to get all these random elements that are happening to like sit nicely together rather than them all just like existing separately but in the same universe. You want them to like all coexist friendly and beautifully, you know.
Don't let your food touch. You got to make those little like plates that they give kids that have all the little compartments for all the food.
Oh, with the animals on them.
Yeah,
Good
exactly.
shit.
You get it. Okay, Metal Kamina. I was expecting to see the forbidden tag, but I don't. Let's do this. Do you have a mic, man? We can unmute you. Word.
Is this Labs piano?
Yeah, it's Labs.
Yeah, it sounds like it, yeah.
You have boof snare syndrome, I'm so sorry.
100%, man.
Yeah.
The hats are also like they don't really work with the rest of the sounds, I think.
Yeah. I hear
main hat or the ride?
Just the main hat and like your right ear. Oh,
Is it because like the reverb tail on it?
It's because it's so like high-endy and like kind of sounds like metallic a little bit, and everything else is like really soft and
Yeah, I
gentle.
put like a splashback kind of delay thing.
Oh yeah, by the way, this has nothing to do with the song, but I don't know if your artist name is really gonna be Vibe, but I don't know if that's gonna work out. Like,
There's a fella that goes by Vibe,
like-
and he's kind of taking the Vibe space.
or dude, it's just like naming yourself like Water or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Noun.
Lo-fi.
I am lo-fi.
Period, right?
Is this played or is this sampled?
It's all programmed.
Word. All right. So if you're gonna have a vocal sample like this, make sure that the vocal sample is guiding your melody. Because it kind of works, the metal, but it sounds like almost like a half step off of.
Yeah, I was
production.
messing with the pitch. I was tuning it.
Word, I see. Be careful with changing pitch because changing pitch can actually like fuck with like how the melody works together, you know?
Yeah.
So like, again, I'll say this a lot, is like, don't try and polish a turd. Like, if you really want like a vocal sample in, but this particular one doesn't work with whatever you're doing, like, just make sure that you're very conscious of that stuff, and like, don't be afraid to just throw shit away if it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Like, trying to force it together, or, like, produce it together is generally going to leave you with something that's like Frankenstein, you know?
Yeah.
If it naturally fits together, like a lot of producing with sampled stuff, and even like just bringing production stuff in, is like curation, like curating a good sample library, curating a good plugin library, curating a good drum library, all that stuff. A lot of it, it's like a lot of your beat making will not happen while you're producing. A lot of it will happen while you're sourcing sounds and stuff like that, you know? So a lot of the flavor is so just make sure that you're constantly growing in that sense, you know, don't get stagnant, always be checking out new shit. But yeah, like, it's a good start. I like it. It doesn't sound bad at all, but I feel like you could just do a little bit of like growing in other directions and just experimenting and finding your sound, you know? You're also kind of at that weird stage where like you seem to kind of have it together mix wise, like you can kind of make everything audible, you know, which is like the first step is just like, can you make a song where you can hear everything? Once you're there, it's kind of like okay, like, what do I like now, and where do I want to take my sound? Yeah, good shit, man. Thanks for submitting.
Awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Did anyone else have anything else?
Nope.
Okay. I think that Swevin Beats is this person here. They are here. Okay,
Yeah,
so this is gonna be, and then Bobby's here.
Yeah, Bobby's here.
Okay, so after we do those two beats, everyone else submitted after the time. So what we're going to do, I'm going to do a call for anyone who showed up late and had their beat skipped. We'll go back and listen to it. And then we will do the people who showed up late and submitted beats late. And then after that, I think what we'll do is I will skim the beats that were not submitted by people here.
Yeah, is this still too late for Mylan and Songbird to send shit?
If they want to send shit, then they can send shit. We might just not get to it. So I'm gonna go through all the shit that was submitted before 8 p.m. during the time it was supposed to run, and then we'll like just randomly pick and choose. But if Songbird and Mylan submit shit, we'll probably get to it. I'm gonna probably do this for like 20 more minutes. You know? Yeah. Okay. So next beat, Swevin Beats, unreleased jazzy bop, jazzy lullaby. Oof. Really heavy bit crush.
Really need some EQing.
Yeah, so you're using a bit crusher. This is something I hear a lot. You're using a bit crusher like a saturator. What you want is you're trying to get like texture out of the sample, I'm assuming. What you should be doing is using not a bit crusher but a saturator. They do way different things, because what a bit crusher is going to do is just fuck your shit up. And like sometimes you want that, but generally a bit crusher you only really want for like if you want to make some like really glitchy sounding stuff, you know. If you want to make it warm and you want to make your samples, I don't know, warm and saturated, use a saturator, obviously. Yeah.
That depends too. That depends if that's what they were going for.
Yeah.
I didn't have to take that impression from it. To me, it just sounded like they like the stylistic sound of the Big Crush.
I think that like generally when people are like newer, when they're looking for like something to kind of emulate like analog hardware when they do stuff like that, and I think it's like you kind of think, because that might be totally personal. That's just coming from me, because that was kind of a misconception I had for a long time. You know,
what was the misconception?
Use it that a bit crusher will accomplish like the same job as a saturator.
Oh, dude, I was just high as fuck all the time, and I thought it sounded cool.
Honestly, that's a vibe.
More often than not, it's gonna be because I think most people that are new aren't gonna be thinking about the concept of saturation. That's not like saturation is in some ways like an advanced technique. You know. Yeah. It's like a step past the complication of EQ. So I think more often than not, people are like thinking about just like what sound cool to them. You know what I mean?
Also, you're not even thinking about like different context. Like you're just thinking about how your shit sounds in your like Apple earbuds or whatever, and you're like, if it sounds tight here, it'll sound tight everywhere. But like, it might sound super fucked up to people with like over-the-ear headphones, or like in a car or some shit.
Yeah. So Evan, do you
Something
have a
like Bit Crush will do that for sure.
You want to talk? Are you playing this guitar? Oh, you're unmuted, by the way. You have to unmute yourself. This is really cool.
The transitions are really nice. I like them.
Where'd you learn to play? Do you have like a jazz background or like a rock background or something?
Yeah, man. I played jazz sax for a long time, and then I was, on the jam band scene for a while. I played bass, so I've picked up guitar over the years.
Sick. Good job, man. You recorded it really well, which is.
Thanks,
is
man.
it like amped, or did you like play it directly into Ableton and then process it?
Yeah, so I use Studio One, which I haven't come across another beat maker who uses it. But yeah, it's DI right into the interface. I've tried messing with the amp and miking it. It's just been a struggle. So I've just been plugging straight in and using
miking is hard.
Amp simulators and stuff.
Yeah,
I've been seeing that though in a lot of YouTube videos for like mixing shit lately. Studio One.
Yeah, cool shit, man. I mean, I would say like the Bit Crush in the beginning. It doesn't persist. It goes away after a sec.
Yeah, it's just the intro.
I got you.
And then one little bit in the middle, which I might take out, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind it in the middle there. It's like a nice little transitional effect.
I don't have too much. It actually like progressed and kind of grew on me.
Also, a little light fade in the beginning, maybe, because that first note really just catches you.
Yeah. I don't know if it needs to be 3 minutes either. You could probably cut a minute off this, I think. But if it's a little, like, it's not that big of a deal. That's like.
Yeah, the solo is what's holding me back. I really noodled on it for a while. That's really came up with the solo I liked. It ended up being a minute long.
Weird. Cool. Well, yeah, you have some impressive musicianship. I really like the progression. The composition's really good.
I appreciate this. Thanks.
Yeah, so it's nice to meet your voice acquaintance.
You too, buddy.
Yeah, for sure.
I like the drum section. You could probably. I'd like to see what you would do on some higher BPMs, possibly, because like when you're like, you can really do some cool shit when you have like compositional skills.
Yeah.
At higher BPMs with processed drums, because you can get real fucking weird with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd like to see some like faster shit from you. That'd be really cool.
Yeah,
but yeah,
thanks.
good stuff, man.
Speaking to what you were talking about before, this is at 100 BPM, but it's it's 50 actually.
Yeah, like
so
half.
so that really helped me kind of with the drum movement on this one.
Yeah. Are you like programming the drums or playing out the drums?
No, it's all. I played all on the little MIDI pad. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
What are you using for the piano?
On this one, it actually is Noir. Doesn't sound like it. Squashed to hell, but it's Noir native instruments.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was gonna say like that melody plays a lot. That thing. I feel like it needs like a slightly touch of like more color to it. It feels like too robotic to me in a way. I don't know like what processing you're doing on it, but that's just what the vibe I get from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good beat, man. Thanks for submitting.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the SP pad name.
Yes.
That can mean one of many things.
That can mean cursed or blessed.
I like the waveform. I like that it's
Dude, yeah, I got
59
faith in
seconds.
You love that brick.
Yeah, I have a lot of faith in this beat right now.
Yeah, this one's gonna be fire. Let's go. Let's
This
run
has
it.
a lot going for it.
All right, max volume. Here we go.
Hopes are high.
This is a blap.
This one's in actually like such a good direction. This could be like what I think I would consider an absolute fire beat if the drums were a bit stronger. Like
yeah, it's a little bit
both,
underwhelming, like the pattern and shit.
I think there's the pattern is one thing, and the other thing is the sound selection. Like the kick, for example, sounds a little digital. One thing I like to do to make my kicks mesh is get rid of any of that clicky high end. I like to low pass my kicks just a little bit, depending on the situation, so that you're getting rid of the kind of the artificial digital sounding high end shit. So the sound selection is gonna be a big part of it, but definitely the pattern as well. Like, and maybe adding a couple other elements, maybe like a drum roll or like some other perks.
Zane, who's joined us. I was waiting for some like blapping ass drums to really come smacking in, and it was a little underwhelming.
We're joined by Zane Schaefer.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey Zane, what's up, boyo?
Hey, Graves, how long are you going for?
Probably like 15 more minutes, I'd say. I'm gonna go over a couple of the extra beats that got submitted.
Dude, do Mylan and Somber.
I'm gonna do.
Mylan submitted a beat.
I'm gonna do.
Yeah, Mylan and Somber apparently just
in submission order.
Well,
so,
man.
We'll get to. There's 4 more that were like. There's 5 more for people that are actually here, and then for the last ones, I'm gonna skim the last couple beats. So
it is
mod team. Yeah, thank you for coming, mod team. Y'all are free of your obligation to be here at this point. If y'all want to dip, you know. But I'm gonna hang out for a second. Look at a couple last ones.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Harris. Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah. Shout out the Reddit mods. Oh, who did?
Mod team.
Here.
Anyway, shout out the Reddit mods. We have to sort through all of y'all's bullshit. Y'all should see the mod mail sometimes.
Oh yes.
Y'all should see that.
Also.
Today in the gym.
Remember to give feedback before you ask for feedback.
None of the people who don't give feedback are here is the thing. Everyone in this thread, I guarantee you, is a good egg on the Reddit and actually fucking like says more than just like dope. Check out my beat.
Dope track.
Dope.
I was just sharing, like, I fucking love, my favorite thing is when people will post their single and then the bot will remove it. And then they'll just keep posting.
I'll keep trying. I love
Player until the bot doesn't remove it anymore.
Yeah, and then I remove it, and then I bully them in comment. Just kidding, I don't bully you. I just say, please don't do that. We don't ban anyone, really. We ban, like, almost no one. Because the problem is the people who come in and post shit and don't, like, read the rules are, like, just posting and dipping immediately. Anyways, next beat, Depot. Chain Smoking.
Wait, I should probably mute my...
That was very startling. Depot, you got a mic?
Ooh. I think that was him who just muted it, right?
Where is Depot?
Smoking.
General chat.
Yo. Needs a little mix. What you make this in?
I made an Ableton.
Word. Yeah, I would definitely say. What's your master chain look like for this?
Oh, it's not there yet. It's
not
very much in progress.
Yeah, you are definitely at the point now where like you can put down your composition, you can throw down your drums, you know, you can do some cool effects. You've learned some tricks in your bag. I like this bit. This is super cool. I don't know how you did this, but it's neat.
Yeah.
Work on mixing and mastering. You're kind of just at cool guitar too. Yeah, you're on the stage now where you just need to be working on a master bust of some kind. A good start is just like glue compressor and delimiter is like a really good start. Like focus on getting those 2 elements super down, and then you can fuck around with whatever like personal sauce on there, you know. Any master EQ you do to like clear whatever for whatever track, you know.
Per track or for the master, you think?
What was that?
Per track or for the master, you think?
No, per track, like just for the master. I'm saying like throw on just glue compressor to like really just like blend everything together level wise and make it all more coherent.
I had that like SSLG on it for a minute, the bus compressor, but I couldn't get it where I wanted quite.
Literally
Wait, are you talking about like the hardware version, or you have like a VST for that?
No, the VST, yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay.
I'm not that crazy.
I was gonna say that shit's hard as fuck to get.
Yeah. Definitely fuck on a glue literally like the default glue compressor is pretty solid.
the make it loud, and then you just tweak the threshold. That's a good place to start on your master chain.
Yeah, you can just play with the presets and kind of see what you like, you know. But ultimately, like as long as you're using the compressor as a compressor, just to kind of add a gentle mix and then limit just to bring any like levels that are crazy out there down, that should be a pretty good good start.
Also, that would super benefit from like extra melodic movement. Just having like the chords like with like the filter sweep kind of gets like drony over a while.
Good shit, man. Appreciate it. Keep at it, my dude. Done. Next, Skeet. So we are done, I think, with the beats submitted on time. So Hashi, is Hashi here? Hashi is not here, so we're gonna skip him.
Let's skip
Lo-Fi
Hashi.
Samurai. Lo-Fi Samurai, you already submit some shit, so you can fuck right off.
Get out of here, Lo-Fi Samurai.
He's fucking double dipping.
I see you.
Skedaddle.
He wants that double dip of clout.
Oh, this is the Mylan shit.
Mylan.
Whaleman.
Wow.
That's a nice waveform. That looks like it's well,
Big
actually,
beefy sausage.
it could also just be brick walled. Can't tell.
I like this beat a lot.
This would be almost perfect if that kick was low passed a bunch.
Yeah, that's pretty much gonna be my only feedback too. Just the high end and the kick.
This is fire.
Dude, Mylan doesn't fuck around.
This is dope.
He channeled God for this one.
Oh.
Yeah, this is sick.
Is this played, Mylan?
Is Mylan even mute?
Yeah, he's here. You're unmuted, Mylan. You just gotta unmute yourself.
No, I don't think Mylan's even present right now.
Mylan is absent.
Songbird, you're unmuted.
He's
No, Mylan's typing.
No, wait.
That was really tight.
I used MIDI piano, default Ableton piano, grand piano. Did you play? Oh, you clicked it in? Word. Super solid. I like it a lot, Mylan. You did a really good job.
Sick.
I mean, all I would say is like, yeah, treat the snare or treat the kick a little bit. And then peep theory a bit, because you could learn some cool stuff from it. Yeah, I'm still doing it. Yeah. Okay, next beat. Good shit, Mylan.
I'm tipsy.
You're tipsy?
I just want to tell you I love you.
Love you too.
I'm gonna go take a really long hot shower.
Enjoy. Alright, Songbird. Unmute this man. I shall.
I'm already unmuted, dude.
Songbird. Songbird.
I'm here.
Hello?
I'm talking.
Just Graves, bro.
What?
He's here. He's been talking.
Oh my! What the fuck? I think it's because I'm streaming. Yes. Oh, he's muted for me. Oh, what the fuck? All right, Songbird, you're free.
Oh, damn.
You've been.
Take that, bro.
I sent you out of the shadow realm.
He's just pressing every mute button.
Please release your kicks from this.
Shit is wild, man.
Yeah, there
It is wild.
Just synth solo later on.
That sample is A1.
Is it a sample, Songbird, or did you write it? Songbird?
What's up?
I said, is it a sample?
Yeah.
If it wasn't a sample, I would suck his dick right off of him.
I did some synth work later on.
This is dope. Yeah, you went crazy, bro. Smooth. Let's go.
I would say it just needs like a drum switch up is the only thing.
Yeah, I'm still working on like trying to make it like not sound. It's pretty repetitive. The whole way through.
If you chopped it up in the middle into like a ba-doo, ta-ka, da-boo, ta-ka, and then
Oh
like,
yeah,
on that shit.
yeah, if you like, because I feel like whatever you do, like make sure you're swinging out those hi-hats for a sec. Like really, like honestly, just go into threes for a sec. If you chop it up into threes,
Oh, yeah,
I keep shilling threes, but like this is the secret, people.
No, it really
One,
is.
two,
It really
three.
is. And I just go 4 on the floor for this one and just kind of lay it out first, and then maybe come back and do some more. But
Yeah, good shit though, man. Excellent.
Low-key, I don't want to like overstep my boundaries, but I would almost say like redo the drums entirely, just because like the sample
no,
is
yeah.
the sample is so fucking good, and the drums just aren't on the same level as the sample. They feel they're just super straightforward. If you had something that and I'm being vague here because I don't have anything in mind really. I just can feel that the drums are not on the same level as the sample because the sample is fucking crazy.
No, word. Yeah, I definitely always come back and like redo drums sometimes. I always think it's done, but then after hearing it on export, I'm like, no, this is not it. But yeah,
That's just it's all guess and check. Like
yeah, for sure.
I have to do that too all the time. I'll be listening to a beat and I'll be like, okay, I love this melodic element that I made, but these drums fucking suck. And then I'll have to just delete the drums and try again. And sometimes I never figure it out. Sometimes I can't make drums that are on the level as the melodic element, which sucks. But it's just a constant journey, you know.
We got a cunty beat in the pipe.
Oh no!
This is crazy. So we got
a Finn beat right here.
We got a Finn beat too. So
Oh, we got them boys are showing up.
This is about to be some
alright.
sound design
Is
craziness.
Finn here? Because if Finn's not here, I'm gonna.
Finn's probably here. Yeah, Finn's here.
He should be. Yeah, he's in here.
All right, Finn's here.
Vincent.
Vincent.
I don't know if he's here, but I'm gonna play it.
Phineas?
He is here.
Oh my god.
Sombert, I'm gonna meet you. I'm sorry. This is exceptional.
This stuff is fun.
This is an excellent chord progression.
It's wild.
Are those your vocals, Finn? Yeah, I don't think he's even here.
I don't think he's here, but it's really
there
good.
he is.
So we're gonna listen. Oh, we're
Just typing. Dope.
I ain't got shit to say, man. Excellent job.
I will say that
everybody-
the only thing I'm hearing is that some of the notes feel like they're not the right notes. Like some of them, I don't know anything about theory, so I can't really.
Finn, are you trained? Where is it that's not sounding right? I want to.
It's fairly consistently. There's a lot of random parts that are happening.
This outro though is amazing.
Yeah, start it over from the outro again.
Some like Terry Riley vibes.
Yeah.
Are those your vocals too, Finn?
Yeah, man.
Damn.
This is wild, dude. This is
Fire.
very good. All the sounds are completely on point. Like every single element.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Finn, are you trained, like musically, in any way?
I used to do some shit like, maybe for 6 years, but then kind of stopped for all of high school, and then just kind of self-teaching myself back up again.
Word.
You were doing sound design shit in school, right? Or was that just like
Yeah,
recreational?
that's my job at the moment, kind of before coronavirus started. But yeah,
it shows.
Really well done.
Yeah, fucking sick,
thank you,
dude.
guys.
Yeah, this bass is buttery.
Yeah, you have some really good phrases in there.
Dude, I have an
Sure.
artist that I think you would love because it's very different, but also I'm getting like similar vibes. Have you heard of Sasak?
Oh, how do you spell that?
Sasac. His stuff is way different, but I think you would like it. It sounds like you guys maybe take like similar inspirations in terms of genres. And that dude's like he's one of my favorites. Like he's fucking crazy.
Chill. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, add me on here and message me. I can send you some of my favorites of his.
Chill as fuck. I'll do that now.
Tight.
All right, thanks, Finn. Appreciate it. That was fantastic.
Yeah, fire track.
All right.
Fellas.
Oh, I think what I'm muting.
Don't say it, Grace.
What?
Don't say it.
Don't say what?
The picture.
Mute. I'm not gonna say anything. You almost had the forbidden tag. I looked for it.
Oh, the tag is what you're looking
Yeah.
for. I thought it was the picture.
Yup. I'm
We'll
gonna
have Matt chime in.
You're unmuted if you want to talk. Yeah. Turn my light on. Got dark hella fast. Is it gonna come out of this?
Yeah, I was expecting it to.
This is okay. Well,
So you have bypassed your master, which is
yeah,
another-
you
so you're-
bypassed the whole thing.
You're
Where's the
losing
drop, dude?
This track should be called Suspense. Steve.
Where's the drop?
You're losing a lot of like musical content by EQing this heavy, and it like it sounds good like the stuff that's there, but like you got like the top bread of the sandwich right now, you know, and then like no bottom bread for your sandwich, and it just sounds like empty, you know. If you have mic trouble, it's cool. We can do it through text. Like we can get the point across still, pretty easy. Yeah, but like right off the bat, don't do this on your master.
Yeah, I'm waiting. It sounds like it sounds like I'm waiting for it to not be the intro, and then 2 minutes have passed.
What if he's just mixing on like a Beats pill and he just doesn't know?
As someone who used to make,
This
as
shit
someone who
goes.
used
This
to
shit
make
slaps.
shit on the Beats pill, bro.
Yeah.
That is not the Beats pill sound.
Yeah, no, like, I read that it's your
Don't you
first
talk
beat,
ill
like,
of the pill, my guy.
good start.
Oh, this is your first time making
Yeah.
anything? Yep.
It's his first beat. Yeah. So like just
Oh,
make
shit.
sure-
Okay, easy.
Yeah, like
Everyone makes better first beats these days, man.
I know,
My
right?
beats are
All
so
these
garbage,
first
dude.
beats are way better than my first beats.
Yeah, this one's actually in a great direction. It's just the way it's processed, which I can't tell if it's something that you. If it's your first beat, you're probably not even thinking about like mastering or mixing or any of that shit. So I'm curious like what you did to get everything filtered like this, because depending on what you did, it's a pretty easy fix to undo and open up this track quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because this
Yeah,
would
just
sound
turn that
great
EQ
if it would sound great. Like if you filled out the spectrum. Right now, there's absolutely no lows. You know what I mean?
No ass. No torso.
This is a skinny waveform right here, dude.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun as a little loop though. But yeah, yup. What did you have on your master chain, if anything, that made it do this? Because we can help you turn it off like literally now. It's probably like a 1-button fix, not gonna lie. If you don't know, it's cool too. Just make sure that like you want to not EQ as heavy as you are if you are EQing, or whatever plugin you're using is cutting out a lot of the like middle and low, you know.
Just wait for somebody to
I'm
make a
not sure.
bass boosted version on YouTube.
Yeah, actually, upload to YouTube and wait for the bass boosted version. The bass
Like,
boost.
this sounds good. Like if it was just like normal.
Yeah. Be, like at your level, like make sure you're not putting a bunch of effects that you don't know what they do on. Like learn them and then use them, or experiment with them. Obviously you can't just like read the book and know exactly what the plugin does, you know. But like do a little research on like what these different audio effects do. Like learn your reverb, learn what your delay is, and then really just focus on levels, volume, and stuff for a while. Learn your EQ. So the holy trifecta. Get your EQ in, get your reverb in. Once you can use reverb, learn how to use delay kind of, and then just go from there, you know. Compression, etc., side chaining, yada yada. But yeah.
Graves, you just like manifested those related tracks for this song.
What did I did? Oh yeah, I did. I literally created.
Everybody was just
creating
looking for-
algorithms.
I'm
dude.
literally
Yeah.
doing it right now.
This way is plugging in the matrix before our
Yeah.
eyes. Dude.
Wait, hold on. Let's look at Mylan's. Oh,
Yo,
dude.
Harris.
Anyway,
Good.
next beat.
Did you do the Clive Davis summer thing?
Yeah, who have I got here? Who are we talking to?
Charlie, bro. I was doing that over the summer too.
Wait, what's your name?
Charlie. Well, it's Charlie. I'm one of the mods on the Reddit.
Wait, did we go together?
No, I went
Oh,
this
okay,
summer.
okay.
But my friend,
All
I
right.
don't know, my friend Aaron Case, he told me that you did it.
Yeah, I remember his name. I don't remember him, but I remember the name. I would probably remember him if I saw him.
Wait, is that who you were interning for, Harris? Clive Davis?
No. Are you talking
Oh.
about when I did a studio internship?
Yeah.
No, that was some separate shit in Chicago. The Clive
Oh,
Davis thing is like it's like a summer program in New York.
Oh, okay.
All right, we're about to get slapped.
Here we go.
Y'all ready?
Wait, we got a master track.
This isn't fair for sure. Oh, this is
Turn this up.
Telemachus for sure too. This is Telemachus on keys, I think.
Yeah, he sent me a solo, so I just chopped it up.
So this is like a Kiefer student playing piano.
Oh, I remember this shit.
God damn.
That shit goes hard.
Did you play this? The drums? Or did you program
No,
them?
I programmed them. I'm trying to learn how to play it.
So I want to point out that these are programmed drums, everyone.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude, that shit was actually fucking
That boy
cracked.
does that.
How do you program this shit again, dude?
I just listened. So that's a shuffle in 12/8.
Yeah.
That's one that
Of course.
Thundercat's brother uses a lot. He plays on Kamasi Washington albums. So and like you'll hear that same shuffle a lot. So I just copied it and yeah.
Into what?
That's
Like
just
a
fucking
drum?
crazy, dude.
Yeah. In a superior drummer actually.
Yo, have you not heard his shit before, Harris?
Of course I've heard his shit.
Oh, okay. I was about to say. You're sleeping.
Yeah, when I saw it was a bastard track, I was like, all right, this is different. Like, we don't need to give feedback on this one. Like before it started.
I wanted feedback on the mix for the piano because like mixing piano is super hard.
I'm listening on my gaming headset, so it's like right now it sounds fine, but do you do a lot of like EQ stuff? Like scanning the spectrum?
Yeah, so like originally I had like 8 EQ8s, like using all 8 bands, like trying to cut out the resonances. And like
Okay,
it
so
sounded
that
like-
I used to do that, and you actually like you want to be careful because it's
Yeah.
really easy with EQ to just end up like sucking out the life. Like I used to do that a lot, and I would do like mixes
Cut
for
too
other
deep
people.
when you do that shit.
Yeah, you wanna keep like all the what makes the instrument. But yeah, I'm not really an expert at it, but
I mean, the way some people put it is
sounds
if you're
pretty good.
scanning for like resonances like that, if it sounds like it's in key, it's probably not going to affect anything, unless it's somehow like a really harsh like triangle or some shit like that. But if you find those like shitty frequencies when you're scanning like that, you also can't cut them too deep, or else it starts to do this weird thing where like
Yeah, I ended up removing the EQs and just putting a multi-band compressor on it, like on the lows.
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna say this too. Like, especially with recorded instrument like that, a lot of it is you're just kind of at the behest of whatever mic and whatever room they were recording in. You know, this is where like you're kind of at the point where like acoustic.
he didn't use a VST for that, Cody?
Oh no, it was what's it called? It's Keyscape.
Oh, he played
on
Keyscape.
their grand piano. But
Oh,
like
it's gotta be a
the way they mic'd their piano, they mic'd it super close, so like everything is super resonant.
Yeah, so you're then again you're at the VSTs because if it's just the recorded sample library, you're just kind of at the mercy of whatever the VST happened to be recording.
I was gonna have him re-record it anyway, so
you have or have you heard of Oak Sounds plugins, either Spiff or Soothe?
I've been looking at Soothe, but it's super expensive.
Yeah, Soothe and Spiff are both amazing and can be good for situations like this where like your whole recording is resonant across the spectrum in its entirety, rather than having to go and manually like EQ out elements and like risk like essentially taking away what's good from the audio. You have a sample that, or you have a plugin that'll automatically scan for you, and you can adjust like the parameters on, which is really nice.
Yeah, I just want to drop the money on that.
Yeah, I hear you. Do you have Pro Q3 by any chance?
Yeah, I do.
All right, Pro Q3 is definitely your best bet then for the dynamic EQ. I don't know if you use the dynamic EQ a lot, but it's...
yeah, I haven't used that a lot actually.
So the reason it's good is because essentially, like, as opposed to something like a Pro Q2 or EQ8 or any traditional EQ, you're permanently carving out parts of the spectrum, whereas with your dynamic EQ, you can find problematic parts of the spectrum that are only going to be touched on when it passes the threshold.
Yeah,
and so that way you get to retain...
I was just gonna say, you could think of it like the shitty frequencies are side chaining the EQ. So like only when they show up, it's gonna push it down.
Word. I want to get on programming like that shit soon too.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn how to play it. I've just been doing this.
I got
I'm fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, good shit, man. All right, next beat. We got a Zane Schaefer beat to close it off, and then I'm gonna skim some of the randos that did not make it, so that they can check their shit out in the recording. I'm gonna mostly just go based on names I recognize, unfortunately. So if I recognize your name, I'm going to listen to it. Anyway, Zane Schaefer. Damn, this synth. Harris, I thought that was part of the song.
What?
That.
Did I make a noise?
Did you make a noise, or did someone else make a noise?
It might have been my cat. Wherever she is, that was probably her.
Is it?
It was me.
I just wanted to watch you go back.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to sit in the pocket for a second.
Oh, that shit.
It's crazy.
That bass thing.
Oh, this switch up is fine.
I like that clap a lot.
This is dope, yeah.
This shit goes hard. Shout out to Walmart.
I think Zane beats are like a masterclass in like variation and shit.
For real.
Like that's what a lot of the feedback has been for a lot of the beats that were sent in, like how to variate things.
Variation is good. It keeps beats interesting.
You drunk?
Variation good. All right, that is the conclusion. All the people who are here, everyone. I'm gonna end the official shit here. I'm just gonna skim through and just like lightning round through some people who aren't here's beats so that they can get something out of this. But thank y'all for coming. I appreciate it. I'm still gonna stream the rest of this bit, but yeah. Thanks for coming.
What is this? Sorry, I totally zoned out.
We're gonna skim through the last like lightning round, through some last ones for people who aren't here.
Lightning round.
I'm gonna
So
click
gonna say
hand on the buzzer.
Yeah,
Could I
just
fucking
people that
could I send in a
know.
beat or two?
You want to get roasted? You won't get hold on. After I go through, because you don't fucking need feedback.
I just want to hear what you guys think of them.
I just want to hear it.
Later.
Yeah, let me really quick go through all the fucking people who are like in Europe at 4 a.m. right now and they want to see this shit. So yeah, really quick. Kutsu. I don't know what anime is, but it looks what? All right. Oh damn.
First, let's see his head on there.
I like these drums a lot. You could have brought the elements in like on this bar. Oh, okay. Cool little transition. see where this goes.
Oh, so these beats are people that aren't even here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But this is recorded.
Go
So
off.
I'm able to see it.
Yeah, I'm recording it.
Oh shit.
What the fuck?
This is dope.
This is pretty crazy for a beat battle too.
This is a beat battle? What the fuck?
This isn't the title.
This is not a beat battle beat. This is like post beat battle. I touched it up.
This is template open before beat battle.
Beat battle? This man's insane.
I always said I spent 15 hours. Oh, like not like a lightning quick beat battle like you used to do, like one of those like long you submit your shit beat battles.
It's a little bit stretched. That's all I'll say. But like the production's super crazy. I would just feel like reel it in a little bit. Your levels should not be this varied for the whole track too. You want volume to be somewhat consistent through your portions, you know? And yeah, like compositionally just pull your sections together a little more because there's a lot of like empty space. And I feel like with a beat like this, you want it like going nuts like every other fucking bar, just like super switchy. But yeah, really fucking good. That was really neat. Who's next? If you submit last week, I'm probably gonna listen to it. A lot of people submit who were here. We didn't get too many who weren't here. We got a Reed beat. Reed killed the track. Too bad.
Damn.
I don't know. We got that fool. This fool, I know, is not here because of time zones, so we're gonna listen to his beat. Yes. Oh, almost cursed. This is an almost cursed tag.
Chill trap. I was unaware of that lane.
You can just take it in a bunch of different directions, you know? This is a cool little loop, but it does not need to be a 2-minute thing, you know? That's really all I'd say about this. Does anyone have anything else to say about it?
I like the drums.
Yeah. Just doesn't need it. Cool chops. I like the sample and the space, but it could definitely, like, you could just do a lot more with this. You have a cool little bass here, but it's definitely unfinished.
Yeah, lasers and maybe like add a lead.
Yeah.
Like a bass line.
Definitely lasers. JC, this pool. All right, let's check this out. Please come inside. All right, this is not a good. This is not a good name for a song.
Okay. There's a little thing called context.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. Right off the bat. We actually got through pretty much all of them.
That's really cool looking.
I feel like I've seen that before. I don't know.
Yeah, it's some Art 1 textbook shit.
Is the bass pan left?
I think, yes, it is.
Yeah.
No. Mono your bass. Mono bass is very key.
Dude, this guy might be onto something though. Hard panning your bass.
It's exclusively left ear. I do that like
that deserves it.
I do that old like gnarly thing that they used to do on records, where like the whole thing is in one left ear and one right ear.
Oh yeah, that shit's fun.
Trying
True
to listen
vibe.
to Beatles, anything, and you're just like, ow. Unquantize your drums. Don't pan your drum left. Like, don't pan your bass left. Mono that shit, or you can pan your bass wherever the fuck you want. I'm not gonna tell you where to pan your bass, but it's a good idea to do mono for this style.
You should pan it left and right.
Yeah,
Quantized drums can sound good if like everything else is unquantized.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it depends on the context, obviously, but like it can.
It should be faster.
Yeah.
Too slow.
I'm gonna do this fool's beat, and then we'll do some Harris beats, and then we'll call it for the night. Tea break in playlist demos. I remember this fool. He submitted last week. Oh, good sample. Dun, 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 dun. Is this left ear bass as well, or am I tripping?
It's a little left ear.
It is a little left ear, dude.
All right, I thought I was tripping. So yeah, no left ear bass.
Is this like a thing? Is this a thing
I
that
don't know
people
if
are
this
on
is a
now?
thing.
Damn,
I think it might be an accident.
It's like a blind lead in the blind kind of deal, maybe. You know what? A lot of the times, it's like you got that fucked up RCA cable, and that one, like the red one, is louder than the.
Yeah, also
black
having
one.
them back to back though, it's weird.
I feel like a lot of this song is like slightly panned to the left. Like,
Yeah.
my right ear feels like lonely.
Left out.
Yeah. So if you're gonna
Already
pan
with my left
shit,
ear like,
if you're gonna pan shit, if this isn't intentional, obviously, then that's like, you can literally look in Ableton at your master and see if your shit is panned, because it gives you a stereo preview of levels. But make sure you balance your shit. You know, if there's a lot in the left, make sure there's just as much in the right. Pretty simple beat. I would say maybe fuck with your drums a little bit more, and it doesn't need to be 2 minutes if it's like a 2-bar loop, you know. But cool shit.
A1 like YouTube vlog beat.
Yeah. A1.
Oh, you know that's how I first heard lo-fi. I can't even lie.
You know.
We don't watch vlogs in this household.
Years ago.
One more in here from someone who actually has a role. So almost Blue Brady beats. Ow.
Damn, this sample.
This is curse tag game.
Damn, you got the beside you tag too. Damn, I feel like I flipped this a long ass time ago. Oh, this is this sample. Yeah, I flipped this.
I heard this somewhere before.
Dude. I flipped this with a fucking Biggie acapella. This is the sample that got rapped over Biggie rapping.
This is a cool early beat. I feel like you're getting the swing of things now. So now it's like a stop trying to bite people kind of thing, and like develop your own kind of style slowly, you know. But the mix is fine. You got a nice little waveform here. Drum selection is not terrible. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible. There's nothing that stands out as like unappealing to me, but you could definitely just spice it up and make it a little more interesting with your own flair, you know. Good shit though.
Sounds like something I would have been listening to like a couple of years ago on SoundCloud, which is a good sign. Like if it sounds legit.
It does sound legit. So yeah, good shit. All right, we're not gonna go through any other ones because they were either not here or submitted too late. So thank you everyone for coming. Let's check out some Harris beats, and then we'll close it all off. Harris, just throw in the Beat Showcase submissions channel.
All right.
Hit us with that shit.
Or you can share a track for my new shit.
What was that?
Can I just share a track of mine in the meantime then?
Why not? Let's do it.
Let's go, dude. Oh wait, I put the wrong link. Take it back.
Dude,
you lost your shot.
No longer admin.
The broken link.
Let's go.
The cursed broken link.
Go. I haven't shared a private track in many moons.
Yo, can I share something as well, actually?
Let's go, dude.
All right.
It's the judge's time.
Hell yeah.
All right, so now we're gonna be muted here. We're gonna do something fun. I'm gonna unmute everyone, really quick, and y'all are gonna roast our shit now.
Shit, dude.
All right, so y'all are now. Let me unmute everyone.
Fuck, dude.
Everyone is. So
Let's go, dude.
No one is muted by the server anymore. You can unmute yourself if you please.
It sounds like a subway station in here. Dude.
It's gonna get a little loud, but that's cool.
It's gonna be hectic.
We'll take the muzzles
Dude,
off.
it's gonna be fucking the stock market in here.
It's cool. Y'all, yeah, it's fine. All right, so
That's a lot of pressure.
We'll free time.
Send in a weird ass one, dude.
All right.
Damn, we hit you with that Dropbox. This is a back pain type beat, dude. I gotta stretch after this.
Sounds crazy.
Yeah, this is on the EP thing.
sucking my ass.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back.
This is nuts.
Is this you on the guitar?
Nah, this is all a sample. Those like 3 notes or some MIDI shit. I can't remember what I used.
Crazy, dude.
Thanks, man.
Speak got lumbar support.
On God, dude. Damn it, I should have added the anime tag.
I won't be Fade out, fade out.
Damn, the double fade out, dude.
Fade
out.
That's that DJ fade out, dude.
Fade out, fade out. All right, Trill. Is this a SP? Like,
Yeah.
Wild? All right, this is
an
like,
MPC and SP.
Fresh out of the oven.
Get it.
I wasn't following you already. What the fuck?
Shit's muted.
That's what you get. It's hard to make snares like this work. You gotta be really careful.
Nice.
I feel like
The
the
chops are repetitive, bro, because this was like my first beat when I got the MPC, because I just got an MPC, and I have no clue how to like switch up the chops on it. So I have to like figure out how to use it.
These are good. The hats probably need to be different in pattern, just based on the one you picked. I would like be a little more sparing with it. But it's like if you're just like this is like first MPC beat, then like 1, 2, 3, 4 is gonna do it. You got good swing on it though.
I run the sample through the 202, then make the beat in the MPC, then compress on the 303, and then effects and shit on the 404.
Yeah, we hardware.
Hell yeah.
Dude, that's straight hardware store.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that shit. Good shit, man. Just keep on swinging.
Good luck.
Swinging. All right, Harris Cole, Bengo Bongo. Uh-oh.
Yo, download that shit, dude.
Yeah, download it. It might sound weird.
You want me to download it and play it?
Maybe.
Yeah, I was just joking.
You could, so that it sounds better.
No, you gotta be on the same playing field as everyone else.
True. Facts. Okay. Fair.
This is really heady. I think you already sent me this beat.
Let's be violent.
Whoa. Chunky.
Cunty, hit us. I think you're the one who's gonna feed this back the best. If you're here.
Yeah.
What do you think? As weird drum guy.
Yeah, I think I asked you this before. What's the delay on that? What plugin is that?
It's just this random X for Live one. It's like a
sick,
it's like a
dude.
pitch delay. It's like my secret sauce. That's how I've made like so many crazy things, dude.
Yeah, I hear it a lot. That sounds sick.
You can there's a SP555 effect that kind of sounds like this. I think it's like the like chromatic pitch shifter or this like ring mod or something.
Oh, dude, the chromatic pitch shifter is crazy on stage.
Yeah. It can I think it sounds similar to that. I like that effect a lot. I feel like it gets a little chaotic sometimes.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Like it's really fucking cool. It's like for the most part really coherent and just really interesting. I like the panning too a lot.
Thank you.
The mix is like
you can still follow the rhythm.
Yeah, you can still follow it, but like I feel like right here, or no, it's like once there's no more like accompanying things and it's just kind of like that low end wobble. Like right here, this particular part right here is a little disorienting because there's nothing to really like carry you through the track except for like the drums, which are just like confusing intentionally, you know.
That's my
but, like,
favorite
with the,
bit though.
It's kind of like I'm alone and there's no one guiding me and I don't got a flashlight anymore. You know, I'm a little scared in this spot.
Yeah.
But that's like also like flavor to a degree, you know.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
But I like it a lot. I like
Thank
this
you.
beat when I heard it.
I think that was actually one of my goals. Is like how uncomfortable it makes you a little bit, especially when it loses its like time signature at parts.
Yeah.
It's like in 4/4, and then it gets like here, then it's like, wait a minute, what? And then it gets back to 4/4 once it loops back around right here.
It kind of sounds like a Foodman drum progression a little bit. You fuck with Foodman, Harris?
I've never heard of Foodman.
Foodman is
Dude,
sick.
Foodman is just like all right. I want you to see what Foodman looks like.
Yeah.
Foodman is this man.
Oh, is he the guy who makes the weird ass fucking like?
Yeah. He's just like he makes all of his beats in the sauna.
Dude, I was listening.
What?
If this is the same guy,
Yeah. Let me pull up a Foodman track. He's on the same record label as Home Shake too. This fool is insane. I'll just skip around. It's so weird, but it's so cool. It's just like nonsense clown music at times, but it's
Sounds like fucking Yoshi's Island, bro.
Nonsense clown music.
Sounds like an intro to like a children's show or some shit.
Yeah, make me some
yeah,
clowns.
he uses a lot of like kid sounds. Like when I found him, I don't remember how I found him. I was watching like some of his Instagram videos, maybe or something.
this is his like most coherent track, and it's like really good. He's just your classic.
It's like a Hideo Kojima fucking production.
Avant-garde. He's just your classic avant-garde, like art kid with a bowl cut, you know?
This dude's a cooker.
I love it though. It's so good. Anyway.
So good.
Arakesu has submitted a beat. This is what we'll close it on. Cartridge. What is this?
Is that
Warzone.
MW2?
Speaking of which, Zane.
Warzone.
This guy.
This is an MPC beat. Like a SP MPC beat.
Wait, did Kyle leave right as he saw the Warzone picture?
No, but that'd be hilarious, right? He doesn't. His like body just rejects it.
Just chilled out.
Yeah, I feel like it's like almost two in that space.
I'm like waiting for like the drums to come in or some shit.
Yeah, not that they have to. You know, sometimes you just make it with ambient space, but I feel like there's not much to say when you're going down that route because it's just so like subjective.
It's
and
it's experimental and
But-
just do whatever.
I'd throw some
no
like
drums.
crazy
Really,
ass
like
convolution
it's like
reverb
too
shit.
processed, I think, to really talk too much about. It's cool sounding though. I'd fuck with it as like a little interlude or something. Like
I'm
a
gonna
live
resample
set,
that.
like at a
Like-
live set interlude, this would be super fire. So let's rate it as an interlude. In terms of an interlude, if you're gonna go interlude-y like this, just get sporadic. Like add as much weird sound design as you can. Not to make it sound cluttered, but like as long as you have room, fill it. Especially in an interlude, you know? But yeah, good shit. Alright, I'll close it just on like a good beat. Anyone got a good beat? Let me go over all the ones we went over today. I want to close it on this Finn beat.
Yeah, play that shit again.
Yeah. All right. Thank y'all for coming. I'm a mute after a little bit of the song plays.
I wish we could do like an applause.
Yeah, everyone clap.
I wish we could do a soundboard, dude.
We should. I should get a soundboard. So I'm thinking that the next one because we are slowly approaching. At the peak, we had about 38 people in here. Discord will only let us have 50, so we're like slowly approaching the peak of like what we're allowed to have on Discord. So I think the next one is going to be streamed on Discord and Twitch.
Yes, that's the thing where you gotta get like.
So it's gonna be on Twitch and Discord.
Discord thing.
So keep an eye out for that. Time, I think we're gonna do the next one. Let me turn this down for a bit. Next one I think is gonna be at 9 p.m. We're gonna start it. We're gonna start it really late to give the European homies a chance, you know. And yeah, so guests aren't slated for that. But
Graves, I think there's unlimited people you can have in the call.
Really?
Yeah. I'm checking on the voice channel.
In the video chat, you can only have 50 watching at any given time.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we just server, but I still think it'd be good to have it on Twitch regardless. You know.
Matt said he's here in spirit. He just hit me back.
Oh.
Matt said fuck. Matt just hit me up and said, fuck, crazy week. I'm there in spirit.
Dude, I did.
There you go.
Whatever.
That's awesome.
Society was listening in spirit. Anyways, thank you all for coming. Next one is going to be the 7th of June. The 7th.
Another one we're going to be doing like 9 p.m.
9 p.m. for the next one. Yeah, Harris, you're welcome to shoot through for the next one too.
9 p.m. PST, right? Pacific?
Yeah, PST.
Yeah, I mean, assuming nothing weird happens with my sleep schedule over the next like 2 weeks, yeah, I'll be there, dude.
What are you talking about?
I think my finals end up that day. So
you go all the way back around, and you're just on a normal schedule by then. You're like, sorry, man.
It happens. It actually happens where like I'll stay up for like a full day and not sleep so that I can go to bed at a good hour. It's like a 2 to 3 day process of trying to fix it, and then it gets ruined again.
When I was deep in like the World of Warcraft and